I might need a recap. Okay, no. We're on our way to Eileen's for the holidays. Right. And she said, "Don't try to fix it," which that's flip that coin. We'll see if we try. So I think that's like the main thing. It's Christmas or about to be. One thing I hadn't counted on when asking Eileen if I could come over was how large the distances involved were. I'm already feeling the difference from home. Oh, we got another state drop, Utah. Colorado and Utah might be right next to each other on a map, but all to be seen between them are vast plains of utterly nothing.
Very true. Oh, excuse me. So I guess we were in Utah in college because Eileen was from Colorado, right?
Yeah. With noon approach, I don't know why. I thought she was. I thought we would have to have been farther away.
Yeah.
But I guess. I mean, anything is going to be far to what's her face? What's her name?
Allison.
Jesus Christ, Allison. Thank you. We see Eileen more, like the words Eileen come up more. With noon approaching and little else around for miles as we motored down the endless strip of tarmac, Rose made the executive decision to chance this place for some lunch.
So I guess Rose is coming.
I guess so. I missed that was going to be a thing. Also, chintzy, I've never heard that word used. It's a little chintzy for my taste. The faux 50s interior decorated with a mishmash of cheap Americana, but Rose is in her element as she stuffs down another hunk of meat. At least it's quiet beyond the cheerful music, given we have the diner to ourselves. What?
British definition of like or decorated with chintz. Informal for North America, cheap and of poor quality.
Okay, like the opposite of ritzy.
I guess opposite. Sure, I would say posh, maybe, but
I'd barely slept all night, not only at the prospect of seeing Eileen's home, but at this being my first trip so far from my own. So we're not going with Eileen to her place. We're going with Rose to Eileen.
Yeah.
Gotcha. And I do remember her saying something like they're not going to be the whole time. She's only going for like some time, and then she's going with her family because her family is like off on holiday and will be back. And that's when she'll meet up with them. I think that's what she said.
Yeah, sounds familiar.
Right now, though, I'm just glad to be free of the motorbike's vibration and noise. I've finally become used to the odd short trip around the city, but this road trip is something else entirely.
Damn, that entire distance on motorcycle would be so nice. I mean, I guess it'd probably, maybe not, it would look like feel nice.
Probably. I don't know.
Still getting your back legs, huh?
It's been 4 hours. Give me a break.
3 more to go.
She digs in once more as I groan and try to swing my legs back to life.
Man, the steaks here are amazing. You're missing out.
I think I'll be fine. I take a sip of my milkshake while gauging how best to tackle the huge plate of steaming nachos before me, buried in cheese, sauce, and sour cream. The jalapenos are carefully picked off and sitting to the side. There's not much to see out here as I glance out the window. Just an endless plain stretching out to the horizon, an enthusiastic welcome sign at the otherwise invisible border being all that indicated we'd entered a different state. I'm not sure what I expected, really. I knew there are no rivers or anything defining the border, but it's a different thing to see that for yourself. It's just so arbitrary. Line on a map, nothing more. Far from being any sort of revelation, it just makes me feel rather silly about being so sheltered. This all probably barely registered to Eileen as she drove along the lonely highway. Rose picks up her phone to check the address I gave her once again, forcing down the current chunk of steak she's eating with a giant gulp.
Ugh. Still have a while to go, huh? If it's as close to the big city as you said, we shouldn't have a problem finding the place. So, she's never told you anything about her home? Her family?
She mentioned her sister once. Or twice. She scratches the back of her head as she thinks. I'm surprised she was allowed to, like... I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's not like they were on bad terms or anything. But I'm surprised they're both allowed to just stay at her house.
I wonder if Rose is actually staying or not. I mean, I imagine she'd want to after driving for 7 hours, but I guess we'll see.
Yeah. I mean, she's just booking a hotel room or something. I don't even know. But it's, either way, there's like, what would be the point of coming along unless she's got business in Colorado too?
Now, I don't mean to pry, but I still don't get why she'd come all the way from outside the state to live in Utah. Not that I have anything against the place. I do like it, but it's not exactly where I'd choose if I were her. But coming here just for community college, that's the part that gets me. I'm not exactly an artiste, but from what you said, she could probably get a scholarship at a proper college. Sounds like she could probably afford tuition even without one. Well, with that fancy smancy apartment of hers.
That's a really good point. I mean, I've never been to Utah myself. I've never even been to Colorado myself. But I do have a friend who lived in Utah, hated it. Definitely didn't want to go back after college, but had to. I've heard more of the bad stories about Utah. Not to judge, but that's an interesting take. Rose looks to me for answers, but I have none. When she puts it that way, there are vast stretches of Eileen's past that are total black spots to me. She leaves me to stew a little as we eat our respective meals, piping up again as she chews.
Remember when you asked me about finding my family a few weeks ago and I blew you off? I feel like I should probably explain that. Not to get too deep into things, I ended up cutting ties with my mom and pop. Given what my family was like, I wanted to have a clean break from them.
Oh, I'm sorry for bringing it up.
I made my peace with it, don't worry. My point is...
Failing to remember, she starts circling her fork in the air.
The point of all this was... Right, Eileen. I'm just saying that there might be a reason she's cagey about her personal life.
Guess that makes sense. My nod earns a comforting grin.
You're a good kid, Allison. I'm sure you'll do fine. In fact, you even taught me a little something. To be honest, I expected to be mothering you around when you first arrived to live with me. That you were some kid I already knew everything about, who I'd be left teaching adult life to. Yeah, I was kinda wrong there.
But you've helped me so much. I couldn't have managed without you around.
Man, you've surprised me so much. Made me rethink how much I know about the world and other folks as an adult. I got a little arrogant without even realizing it, and you brought me down to earth. I thought adulthood was about knowing everything, but it's actually about admitting how much you don't know. I wanted to thank you for teaching me that. Oh, Rose, if only you could teach that to literally every other adult. Of past generations, I feel like.
Satisfied with your explanation, Rose quickly gets back to her precious steak.
God, I'm so progressive.
She didn't actually tell us anything about her family situation. I expected to hear a little bit more about that. I mean, she just said, like, yeah, cut ties with them. And there's a reason your girlfriend probably did the same. Oh, okay. Left in thought, I get back to my own food. I didn't realize I could have such an impact on another's life, let alone Rose's. I looked up to her so much that I forgot we're both just muddling through life together. Eileen's lived so much of her life in a solitary manner that maybe opening up to me isn't as easy. Maybe she just doesn't want to, given her past experiences.
All lean aside, this trip's probably a good thing. It'll push you out of your own comfort zone for a little. You've already grown in the time I've been bunking with you. Just hang in there, alright?
Thanks, I will.
Atta girl.
Sharing a smile, we get back to our food. Of all the people I might have ended up with as a roommate, someone like Rose was among the last I expected. Maybe she's just the sort of person who was best for me. The two of us find ourselves in a surprisingly quaint little corner of America. A heavily forested town with snow-covered pines visible no matter which direction you look. Wood seems to be the norm for building around here, rather than concrete. I find it quite charming, actually. I was worried I'd be awkwardly roaming through some manicured slice of suburbia, but this feels closer to a friendly country town. Almost something from one of Eileen's westerns.
Just give me a call the day before you want to come back, alright?
Oh, she is just gonna go straight back, I guess. I will. Thanks again for all this. I know it's a really long way.
Oh, don't worry. It's a nice ride out to here, anyway. Might stick around a bit before heading back. Ah, there we go. Yeah, I mean, if I had a bike and presumably that much free time, I guess it probably would be a nice ride, especially in the wintertime.
Probably. I was thinking the opposite, but when you put it that way, like, I just imagine like the cold just biting at you, but...
Well, if you're, the bike will give off heat and stuff, and if you're, you should be wearing like heavy padding and stuff anyway for riding a motorcycle, which would be warm enough as is and everything, so I think it'd probably be not as bad. And if you got like, proper like shielding and stuff on the bicycle, that a lot of that stuff kind of protects you from the cold, so.
Right. Suppose that makes sense. Tiva knows nothing about motorcycling. As she walks back to her bike, she stops and turns around once more, raising her hand in farewell.
If you ever want to give me a call, go ahead. It's no problem. I'll be seeing you, Allison.
Bye, Rose. Thanks for everything.
I'm single-handedly carrying the ship.
Honestly, I'm gonna miss Rose. I hope we see her again before the end of the game. She beams a smile as she gets back on her bike, fitting her helmet before kicking back the stand. With a flick of her wrist and press of her foot, her bike roars to life, Rose sailing off down the road and around the corner out of sight. Oh, that's a nice house.
That looks like a business, almost.
I know. Like, I definitely didn't think that.
Eileen gonna casually drop on us like, yeah, I'm the 32nd child of 37, where the big old... What would it be called? I guess like that's like maybe a foster home or something. I don't know anyway.
Like an orphanage or something?
Maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
I do my best to appear natural as I turn back to the house before me, duffel bag of clothes slung over my shoulder. The scenery around here is nice. There's hardly a crowd. In fact, I'm the only person around at all.
Then again, if it was like a foster home, I don't think she'd be coming back at her age.
Probably
I don't know
not.
how that works.
Now that I get a good look at it, Eileen's house sure is big.
Yeah, same.
My eyes slowly scan around as I slowly make my way down the front garden path, taking in every detail.
Also obligatory. Sure is big, like her boobs. Okay. Just gotta make sure we're getting that out there.
Good job.
Trying to turn to the caricatures.
Right. Like, man, so thick. I guess being outside the city would make bigger houses a little more affordable. And bigger boot people more attainable. With a gulp, I gingerly pressed the doorbell beside the solid oaken door, quickly brushing my clothes with my hands afterwards to look as presentable as possible. And before this turns out to be Oh God, what was the name of them? Oh, what was the name of the movie? The Kristen Stewart one where the holiday Christmas one where she had to be in the closet for the whole holiday at her girlfriend's. I watched it. It wasn't great.
Kristen Stewart. I don't know.
It was like they're called The Holiday or something. Happiest Season. That's what it was. Yeah, watch that streaming in the Pride server. That was a lot.
I've got decent reviews on Rotten Tomatoes. Yeah, I'd never heard of this.
Yeah, it wasn't okay. It like the themes were the themes themselves weren't great. Like a lot of the things were like, hey, that's totally not good. Like having to like, you know, force your partner to come out of the closet so that you can be happy together. A lot of, you know, yeah. But it was funny. There was some funny moments, like a lot of them, and it had what's his name, Danny Levi in it. Dan Levy, not Levi. Dan Levy in it, and I love him. So he stole the show every time he was on screen. But of course, he was just a side character. Yeah, it was a time, but neither here nor there. I forgot why I brought it up. I brought it up because, like, in before, that was the plot of the movies, that she might have to, like, be
I'm
in the
not gonna be at all
hospital.
surprised if she comes in like, hi, this is my classmate.
Right.
Or something.
Yes, exactly. That's what I'm wondering, if this is what we're gonna be doing here. Because for all we know, that could be the reason she cut ties with them.
Very good friends.
Yep, historians will say that for generations. Yeah, that's same
She's
here.
like, but really, they were gay. Gay.
3 barks for gay. Even as muffled footsteps approach, I'm trying to flick a little snow from my hair.
Hip hip, who gay? She gay. I know, Pooch. I know, Pooch, I'm with you.
As Eileen opens the door, I'm greeted by a warm smile. The reflexive reaction at the sight of me makes me feel better already.
Oh, fancy seeing you here.
Oh, are we role-playing right now? My car broke down. I need a place to stay. I made it in the end.
Enjoy the back ride?
Yeah, it was great. I don't think I managed to make that very convincing. Looking at each other, I think we both realize we're just making small talk. She leans forward, the two of us sharing a momentary kiss before she nods for me to come in. I don't think she'd be so bold as to do that in front of the house if so.
So I guess probably not going that route.
Yeah. Which, thank goodness for that. It's strange how such a simple action can feel so nice every time, my heart skipping even from the most gentle peck. Unless it's like, oh, they're not even home, so that's why I did it. That would suck. I obediently follow her inside, closing the door behind me as I do.
Oh boy, here we go. Dad, she's here. Oh. Well, hello.
It's the sister.
I don't know why I assumed she'd be an older why Eileen had an older sister. She's old.
I didn't think it was like
I mean, she's not
sister.
old, but she's like older. It would make more sense for her to have a younger sister. I don't know why. I just assumed.
I didn't expect her to be that young, though. She's so tiny.
She's cute.
Or wait, it's established that Eileen's tall, so maybe she's not actually. I don't know. Eileen's cut off by the sound of socked footsteps on carpet rapidly approaching. A small figure suddenly skips around the corner of the stairs and out into the entranceway, nearly barreling straight into Eileen before stopping herself. With both of us taken by surprise, the small girl examines me. Likely around 10. Okay, so she is pretty young. Likely around 10 by the looks of her. It's difficult not to see a bit of Eileen on her face. In her face. Yeah. Hello there. She quickly shuffles behind Eileen in response, her apprehensive face peering out from safety. Eileen just gives a sigh in response. Yeah, I know, cute Peyton.
Cute. Oh my god, look, we have a daughter.
Like, oh man, it's so soon. But we're not even married. The smell of freshly cooked chicken wafts in the air, the skin still steaming away with an appetizing glint. The line of plates down the center of the table hardly lacks for sides, either, with potato salad, coleslaw, lettuce, and other greens. Well, I'm thankful for the luxurious dinner before me. It's a rather quick introduction to our family. I can't help but feel intimidated when surrounded by everyone at once.
Seriously.
I'm hoping they pull back to show just how. Yeah. With her father already preparing dinner as Eileen let me in, and her mother arriving from work only soon after, it was unavoidable. That being the case, here we all are, gathered around one big table. Well, not exactly a mansion. It's obvious Eileen's family lives very comfortably. I'd probably be green with envy at how well off they were, if not for being so self-conscious of how to act in front of them. I'm getting vibes from the mom already.
Looking like fucking Amity.
Yeah, Amity's mom looks with like winter.
Yeah, kind of some shitty vibe. Well, no, the dad seems like kind of more chill though. It's not quite the shitties, but is Amity Blythe? Is that what her last name? I feel like I'm confusing that with your D&D character now. What is Amity's last name now?
I think her name is Amity Blythe.
Blythe, yeah. It's a hard T. Like, yeah, that was confusing.
Close.
Yeah, Blythe parents. Anyway, I suppose some proper introductions are in order now that we're all together. I'm the father, Andrew, and this is my lovely wife, Elizabeth.
A pleasure. And would you be Allison?
Oh, yes, Allison Merla. My nerves seem to amuse her father as he gives a reassuring smile.
Oh, this isn't a job interview. You can relax. Honey, stop judging her by her last name.
I'm just saying, it doesn't sound like it comes from a pure-blooded...
I'm just kidding. I probably shouldn't be laughing so much over
No, you better commit, man. I was really tempted to Google what kind of last name Merlot was, because I've never heard the last name.
I don't even know if we had got the last name before this point. Last name origin.
We did. I just never. Okay, it's Italian and Spanish.
I was gonna say it seems European. I guess.
Yeah, nickname from Italian and medieval Spanish Merlot Blackbird. Some pieces. Bird catcher. Alright. Right, yeah, sorry. I let out a long breath to try and relax a little, though it doesn't really work. Oh, I should have thought this through. Meeting the parents.
Oh no, let's dig in. I'm no chef, but hopefully it shouldn't give you food poisoning.
Smiling politely as I attempt to lighten the mood, I start to ladle this and that from the large plates, mouth's already watering at the prospect of so much wonderful smelling food. Rose might be many things, but she isn't a cook.
So not just the four of them.
Gotcha. Satisfied with my selection of meat and salads, I pile some potato salad onto my fork and tentatively have a taste. My reactions seem to draw some smiles as I make progress on the meal. But I'm so enamored with the food, I can't help but keep going.
So, those are your portion sizes. Okay. It's nice to see you've already made friends in college. Friends.
This is literally like the conversation that you have. Like this is literally the plot of the movie. But my God, this you said reminded me of Taylor Tomlinson's special. Like, you know how you see people on the wedding day and you're like, oh, so that's your best. Okay, interesting. A brief panic comes over me as I realize we haven't talked this over. Is she out to her parents? Are we going to play this as simply friends? As I mull over how to handle things, Eileen's voice cuts through.
We fucked. Oh, she did say that what's-his-face already knew from like a while back, Wallace, so...
Yeah, Wallace definitely knew, but the parents is a different story.
Oh, since my girlfriend, I probably should have mentioned that earlier. Gee.
Yeah, because why would you make that awkward? Like, why would you, like, here and now at the table? Everything seems to stop for a moment. I really should have thought this over.
Yes, you should have.
Oh, I thought you said having a girlfriend wouldn't be a problem.
You know, that isn't what I'm talking about. This isn't the first time you've kept us in the dark since moving out.
Okay, so it's not even necessarily that they didn't know she was out. They're just, she doesn't share things. I have to admit that I can sympathize with their mother, which puts me in a delightfully awkward spot. Eileen's father makes no attempt to mediate as he eats, which is probably the best approach.
God, I'm such a good cook.
I didn't think I needed to report back on everything I did. Or everything I'm doing. Okay. Pretty easy. Do you think this is at least important enough to warrant a phone call? Or like literally anything important enough to warrant a phone call? You don't call. It'd be great if you would call.
Wow, this meat is great! Neither Eileen nor her mother raised it. What'd you say?
Glad you think so. I worked hard to prepare it.
Yeah, no, it's wonderful. Neither Eileen nor her mother raised their voice, even eating the odd bit of food as they quibble. The argument almost feels routine, which, going by her father's reaction, might well be the case. And her sister's deleting, albeit with badly hidden glances.
I mean, our daughter's first girlfriend.
Oh. Okay. So, did we know this? Oh, we did know this, actually. Eileen did tell us this, I just forgot.
I mean, our daughter's first girlfriend. Wasn't it nice she's gained something from college? You know, it would have been great if she got a university girlfriend, but I suppose a community college girlfriend is swell.
This potato salad, too. It's great. She looks pointedly to her husband with just an edge of snark to her voice, but he perhaps smartly simply acknowledges her with a smile. Dropping that on them here and now is quite the decision. I'm beginning to wonder why I thought this was a good idea. I can't read her parents at all, but I can already tell my presence here is only increasing a tension that usually permeates this household.
Oh, you know now.
Pouty kid.
Gonna steal my natron.
At least Eileen dating a girl isn't a problem in and of itself. Eileen's father finally pipes up as their argument peters out, taking a swig of his wine to wash down his food.
Alright, setting all that aside, it sounds like college in Utah is working out well for the both of them. Honey. Dearest.
Her father gives a brief chuckle, maybe sensing my tense mood. He seems down to earth and relaxed, especially compared to her mother. That said, I get a vague feeling of being a foreigner, and not just because I'm in a different city.
With an Italian name.
Yes. As if there's a certain social etiquette that I'm not quite aware of, but everyone else is following naturally.
Great. So, tell us about yourself, Allison. Remember, definitely not an interview.
Attention now focused on me, I freeze up. I must have expected this would come up. Judging by their conversation, Eileen probably told them nothing about me. Oh, this feels like introductions on the first day of elementary school all over again. Why couldn't she have taken care of this for me? Let's see. I go to the same college as Eileen. I've lived in the same city my whole life, but I moved a little closer to campus before semester started, so I'm still getting used to that.
I can see you're also still getting used to talking to strangers. Speak up, enunciate, please. So you are an art student, like Eileen?
Oh no, I'm nowhere near her level. I'm actually on a science scholarship.
Oh, good. So at least one of you has a viable career for the future.
I knew it. I knew that was coming.
Science, huh?
Yep, she sounds
A real
immediately
job.
interested. Oh, yeah. Sounds immediately interested, her eyebrows raised, but all I can offer is an evasive dodge. I don't know how to say that I'm not really excited about it, even if I apparently have some talent. This is so really. I am so attacked. We are in the art club together, though. We met through the mutual friend who made it.
Mutual friend. Generous phrasing. Oh, I see.
Her previous curiosity suddenly hits a wall, her entire demeanor changing. I say something wrong? The abrupt change of tone completely breaks my train of thought. Not sure whether to continue or clear things up. The other problem I have is the feeling of someone's eyes drilling into me.
Trying to steal my
Eileen's
bitch,
mother.
huh?
Yep. Eileen's mother notices as my eyes shift beside her, hand holding the little girl's back to reassure her.
Come on, dear. Be polite. We've told you. Girls don't like when girls stare, and boys don't like when girls stare.
People don't like when people stare.
Mm-hmm.
The effort doesn't seem to move her, the girl resisting as her suspicious face shrinks behind her daintily patterned children's plate.
Gee. Don't be silly. My name's Eve.
That's the first time you've heard her name. Huh. Nice to meet you, Eve. That's a lovely name.
Oh, it's mine. You can't have it.
Okay. I keep smiling, but her pouting shows my charm offensive isn't working out. Once again, Eileen comes to the rescue, speaking up as I try to think of another way to overcome her distrust.
Eve, play nice or I'm making you sleep outside. Are you going to be like this all night?
Eve just huffs and starts shoveling food into her mouth. She eats like a dog. The size of her spoon and the table before her makes the attempt at seriousness look more amusing than anything else. She is like a puppy.
Don't mind her. She'll come around.
She might say that, but I was hoping her cute little sister might be a little warm towards me. At least her mother has given up questioning me for now.
Oh, I almost forgot to tell you. The spare guest room's just been cleaned out a few days ago, so you can use that while you're here.
Thank you very much. I'm really sorry to impose so much on you.
You have charm going for you. Wouldn't you say, Eileen?
Eileen grimaces, her mother embarrassing her in that particular way only a parent knows how.
I'm calling my daughter tactless.
Well, that could have been worse. I can already feel my eyelids getting heavy as I lean back into the wonderfully soft couch. The exhaustion of the trip and meeting with Eileen's folks finally catching up to me as I rest in the living room. The fireplace happily crackles away near the Christmas tree, the cozy room all the warmer thanks to the heat of the shower still lingering on my skin. All that can be heard are the fire and the faint clinking of dishes as Eileen's parents wash up, recounting the day's events between them.
Ho ho ho.
Nice. Loungewear. First time. I very nearly succumb to my doziness before Eileen walks in, pulling back her still slightly wet hair, and suddenly I am wide awake.
Man, they must have got some nice heating going on in that house with the fireplace and everything, because I ain't never dressing like that in the winter now.
Nope.
Boobs.
Boobs. Yeah. Yep, the sight of her in pajamas wakes me up a little, though I quickly try to move my gaze elsewhere.
Hey, my eyes are up here. Please don't do that in front of my
did.
parents.
I did! She practically collapses onto the couch beside me, staring up at the ceiling for a while to collect herself. I catch myself staring at her, but if she minds, she doesn't show it except to tease me like she normally does.
What a day.
That goes for both of us. I almost mentioned the argument Eileen had with her mother, but I can't work out how I want to phrase it. Maybe it's for the best that Eileen preempts me.
So, how was the trip, now that we can talk properly?
The times we stopped were good.
You're braver than I am. Couldn't pay me enough to get on one of those things.
I feel that. Like, I'm sure once I was actually on one and, like, it would probably, I'd be fine. But every time I see someone on a motorcycle on the highway, I'm just like, yep, that's an accident waiting to happen.
You ride bikes. It's just a really, really fast one of those.
I don't, though. I haven't in a long time, actually.
I was say, well, I mean, you used to. I used to get to school.
I know.
I
haven't ridden a bike since high school.
Fair enough. I don't know the last time I rode a bike either. But they say you never forget, so.
Yeah, I've been wanting to get a new one or something, or, like, try to ride mine and see if it still works. I don't know. Come on, I'm sure you'd be a natural at it.
No way. Your roommate's crazy for using it as her only transportation. You ever see those things on the highway? That's an accident waiting to happen.
Your parents seem nice.
That's two people I'd love to see ride a motorcycle.
Oh my gosh. Eileen just shrugs.
I wish they were a little more subtle.
About what?
Being so specific that you'll use the guest room, not mine.
Oh, I didn't even think of that.
I almost made a comment, but I was like, should have done it. Oh, well.
I probably should have.
It would have ruined it because she said they were being subtle. So if I went and made a comment about it, that would have not worked. So it's fine. But
yeah, I mean, I consider that subtle. Like I didn't catch it. My cheeks flush scarlet as I connect the dots. Yep, same.
Did you just realize what that was about? God, you're a dumb player, aren't you?
Listen, I'm slow, alright? I'm still embarrassed to talk about it. I need to find some amusement in how flustered I am. And also how dumb I am. I get it. I bury my face in my hands.
Never change, Baka. If I had lied and said we were just friends, I wonder if they would have been so adamant about the two of us not sharing a room. You know, just being roommates.
I mean, I feel like they would have caught on only because they already knew she was gay. Like, I don't know. Do you bring all of your friends to, the holiday? Like, because they know how, what's the right word? She's not a people person, really. So I'm not expecting her to have, like, a whole bunch of, like, gal pals that she just brings around her home that she left. I peek at her from behind my hands. I don't really know what to say. I don't know enough about her parents to say anything.
Maybe that would have been better, huh?
Her smile returns and she leans in towards me. I can feel my face go redder.
Cute
No,
little sister.
Yeah, honestly. My heart burning in my chest, all I can do is lean in to meet her.
Cute little sister. Or not.
I was waiting for the M dash to appear at the end of the hyphen to be like, interrupted. Eileen closes her eyes, our lips meeting for one brief moment. As I pull back, the two of us look at each other and smile. Okay, we don't get to be interrupted.
What a subversion of expectations.
Partly from happiness and partly from our sheepishness. It's gonna be a while before this comes naturally, I guess. As I watch her, though, Eileen's face slowly collapses into frustration. What's wrong?
Yeah, let's say someone's behind you. Everything's wrong!
Eileen makes no secret of her displeasure as she sighs and takes to her feet, confronting the small and very unhappy girl before us. It stings to be so close, only to be interrupted.
No kissing before marriage. Eve.
Eileen's sister takes little notice, directing her pouting towards the object of her annoyance. Me.
Gonna steal my natron. She's my sister. I finally get to play with Eileen after so long, and you keep hogging her. I don't want to play, do you?
Eileen flits behind Eve while she's busy ranting at me, bringing her arms around the child's midsection and lifting her up against her chest with ease.
God, she's so strong.
Yes. Zeke finds her feet dangling a couple of inches from the carpet. She begins flailing about to grab a foothold.
And then the German suplex. Let me go. Oh, you haven't grown at all.
That'll definitely help calm her down. No surprise, the two start fighting, Eve's slight body jerking this way and that as Eileen plants her feet and refuses to let go despite her squirming around.
I'm gonna tell Mom on you. And what? She'll ground me. I'm a grown-ass woman.
Eve fruitlessly continues to struggle, arms and legs flailing about in the air. For all her frustration and growling, her acting out just makes Eileen all the more amused as she teases her little sister. Watching the two having their little sibling scuffle reminds me of my brothers at home. For the first time, my nerves about being here fade a little. What? Did she? We know she has brothers, and we had the whole thing about how the dad had them, like, whatever. But is she the oldest child? Is she?
I think that's what it sounded like, because the other two didn't seem to be off in college and stuff yet, so seems like she's the eldest of 3 or something.
Alright. Sitting on the side of the bed I'll be using for a week. Oh, a week? Dang, okay. Yeah, like, oh, so your friend is just gonna be here for a week, huh? On Christmas? This friend you've never mentioned before now? I idly watched the news on the small television placed on the cabinet. The little speakers on the device try valiantly, but the voices are so tiny. Tiny. I can barely understand them.
Is tiny spelled with 2 N's?
Nope. So I'm pretty sure it's a... And I wasn't sure if it's supposed... I don't think tinny is a word.
Tinny, yeah. Having a displeasingly thin metallic sound. Made of thin or poor quality metal, having an unpleasantly metallic... So I think it's like an old TV, so it's probably like another way to kind of say it's staticky, I guess. But yeah, tinny. Is tinny a bad word? Yeah, no, it sounds weak and a little metallic, so I think that's what they mean.
I stand corrected. I'll take on. It's 10:30 in the evening, going by the clock in the corner of the broadcast. Adulthood's weird. Not that I can go to sleep whenever I want without my parents disapproving. I notably do so at a reasonable time anyway, so I can be fresh for school.
Ha! Same. Except work.
Yeah, I mean, there was random periods of time where I could do that in college. But it wasn't often. The fact I'm actually watching news nowadays, too, is strange.
Ha! Can't relate to that one.
Nah, not that one.
Imagine paying for cable.
I mean, we've got cable, I just don't watch the news. I don't watch TV, period, actually, now that I think about it, but my parents do. Bored of the reports about trucks being stuck after sliding around on the roads, I let myself flop back onto the soft blankets as it drones on. Lacking the energy to do much else, I lazily stare upwards. Yet another unfamiliar ceiling above me. Feels like everything is constantly changing these days. My old home sure didn't have a guest bedroom, let alone one that's so nicely furnished. I was thinking I'd be squeezing into Eileen's bed. Not that I'd have minded much that. I can't read. Minded that at all.
Clearly, she did mind. Or something.
I minded a lot. I also shouldn't be laying on my side and reading the sideways. It makes it harder to read. I should sit up.
Eileen's mother would disapprove. Also, Diva, I keep telling you, the game is comfy. You don't get to be physically comfy.
I know, but
Why?
it's just nice to be under my plate. I'm out of water. I can't do anything. Oh, for all the lovely things she has here, though, Eileen seems to be intentionally trying to distance herself from her parents. I don't understand her at all. She might have told me not to pry into her life, but it's hard to ignore what's right in front of my face. I quickly shovel myself up at the sound of her opening the opening door sliding across the carpet.
No one steals my nature. Gonna stab you.
How'd you think
I
my little
was
sister
hoping it would-
impression?
Yeah. With a gentle touch, Eileen gingerly closes the door behind her. I thought everyone to be asleep by now, but maybe I should have expected her, of all people, to still be up. Eileen?
Ha! Called it.
Oh, man. Are we really gonna try right here? With your parents? I don't mean, I know your house is big, so maybe they're like down the hall or whatever, I don't
The
know.
walls are soundproofed.
She puts a finger over her lips as she turns back before walking up, climbing onto the bed, and facing me as I twist around. Two of us end up sitting in its center. Shouldn't you be sleeping? I mean, I know you have insomnia. With insomnia, so again, doesn't surprise me she's not.
Same goes for you.
She has me there, far from the quiet feeling awkward. Okay, that is what it says. I find myself smiling at our secret rendezvous. It feels like we're kids having a sleepover.
Too bad the movie's just news instead of some horror movie we snuck past our parents. God, remember things used to be simple.
Yeah. And wait, you did that? I didn't. What?
Once, my friends were so freaked out we went back to the usual horrible romance stuff.
There's nothing wrong with romance movies.
They're all straight.
I like Hallmark. Vanilla's a good flavor.
Maybe if they had a little bit of, homo, but it's all that hetero shit.
I know,
Stand it.
honestly. I keep.
And then you get those things
I think I've
like
said this.
Happy Holiday with Kristen Stewart and Sean whatever. What was it called? I don't even remember. I already
Happy
forgot.
Season with Dan Levy.
Yeah. That one.
He's the guy from Schitt's Creek.
Yeah,
I
no,
think
I
that's what he
recognized
is.
him. I don't recognize the name, but I recognize his face.
And no, I keep my mom. I think I mentioned this before, probably, but my mom loves the Hallmark Channel, and I crap on her all the time about it. Like, there's no flavor. Where's the flavor?
She needs you to hurry up and get married so she can try and put some Hallmark in her life through you.
Probably. Her face makes it abundantly clear this is a difference of opinion that'll never be bridged. I have to admit, there is one thing different to back then, too. Colleen's body is really hard to ignore when we're like this. As much as I try to distract myself from the subject, she did sneak into my bedroom at night. It's not me, right?
Boobs wouldn't be so big.
It's not me, right? It's not just me. Like, I'm the only one thing. Okay.
What's wrong?
Nothing. It's just, you're really pretty.
That's cute. Cute.
It isn't often I catch her being bashful, but I think this might finally be one of those times. Ha! I've got game. My moment of victory is brief, though. That means quick movement towards me, taking me all the more off guard. I don't have game. I am still a baby. Unable to make sense of the girl suddenly lunging at me, the both of us are sent falling backwards and in soft matches.
I'll be ready for what comes next. No, I didn't think I'd get this far. I don't know what happened next at all.
No, I didn't. I was complimenting you. That's it.
Kaicho. She's got them President Shirogane bags under her eyes.
He does, now that you mentioned it.
I'm seeing the appeal.
It takes a couple of seconds to collect myself and work out what's happened. Time seeming to stop as I'm left staring upwards at a pair of emerald eyes above me. I'm pinned, I think. A brief attempt to right myself ends up in a little more than a couple of weak jerks. and holding my arms to the thick sheets with their body weight. I did not think this through.
I need an adult. I am an adult.
Wait, I am an adult!
So am I.
Silence reigns. My vision fills with her face looking downwards. I have no idea what to say as my heart beats wildly in my chest, yet she doesn't say a word.
This would be like fucking. I don't remember who it was. I think it was Allie. She'd be like, "Can I roll insight?" And then she'd always keep rolling like low and be like, "Oh god, she's mad at me, isn't she? Because I called her pretty."
I think this is absolutely. It was Liam's character.
Yeah, Liam. That's what it was. Yeah.
Can I roll see if she's mad at me?
Yeah.
I mean, okay. I all I did was compliment you. Think about where you are. What are you?
You flipped my switch. All I did was call you pretty. I missed you.
You missed me calling you pretty? How am I supposed to respond to that? Were her face any different? I'd taken an invitation, but there's a sincerity there that takes me off guard.
I don't know where her hand's going. I think she's taking it as an invitation, despite what she says.
Probably. I wonder how often I've seen her face, or anyone's from this close, and for so long. I can't help but stare upwards, trying my best to read that face I so often can't. As I do, though, I realize something. She's doing just the same. Maybe she's scared of forcing me to do something I don't want to do, or afraid of getting too close too fast. Maybe she's simply like I am. I'm used to being looked at this intently. Either way, she isn't leering over me. I'm just genuinely unsure what to do next.
Wait a second. You don't know what you're doing either. Shut up.
Just like fist pumps, like, yes! I'm not the weird one here. Whatever the reason, I can't help but smile all over.
Did I say something wrong?
I was just thinking how you're still the same as ever.
What's that supposed to mean?
I answered confusion by lifting my chin a little in invitation. Not that I can move much more, I'm just trying to reach. Period. Just duck lips, like, ugh.
Cute.
Without any further prompting needed, she presses her lips to mine with a satisfied sigh. It isn't long before our tongues move about, her breath tingling on my face. How rude.
That feeling when no big boob GF to crush you against the mattress. Why live?
Rip. I feel pain. I scream out roughly as the atmosphere gets heavier between us. I mean, I'm really just waiting for an interruption. Like, I don't feel like one should be coming at any point.
Little sister. Everything's wrong! Lude! Not married!
You can't do the hanky-panky if you don't have a ring on the thingy.
You're touching your belly buttons. You're gonna get married. Or pregnant. But you shouldn't do that getting married.
I mean, easily keeping me down. It's a little exciting to be playing like this, and she shows no sign of letting up. Shiver runs up my spine as I find her thigh between my legs, and I'm fidgeting about, my heart beginning to race with ideas of this and that, this and that, and a lot of that. With lips affectionately breaking a meeting, only barely letting me take some deep breath, I can't help but think back to the first time we did this. There it is. I was right. Then several sharp thuds against the door ring out. My entire body freezes, my heart nearly jumping out of my chest. All of us freeze up as I break from our kissing to look over, hoping against hope that the door doesn't creak open.
I mean, at least they fucking knocked.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. It's getting late. Allison, and Allison only, I assume.
Why now, of all time? Why me? I can only thank my lucky stars that we've been quiet, but being one door handle turned from being seen like this is far too close for comfort. Oh, right. Sorry. I'll go to bed soon. That was remarkably more natural than I thought I'd be able to pull off. Which I don't think I delivered it that way, but
Thank you. If you need anything, just ask. Sleep. Well,
thanks. Good night. As your footsteps go down the hallway, the both of us heave a great sigh.
this is definitely your fault.
This is why. The mood's completely gone as the both of us look to each other. I suppose this is one benefit of Eileen having her own apartment.
What is it to say? I don't know if I can find that old comic, but he's like, how is this my fault? Because you called me pretty. I knew that it meant I had to start taking off my clothes. There's like an old fucking, I don't even know, it was like an internet comic or whatever where.
It sounds like the morosexual thing comment, right?
Oh,
like
moron sexual, you mean? Where she's like,
yeah,
she asked what the Spanish word for tortilla was, and
that's what I'm thinking of.
But it's like, there's one where it's like a woman's at, like a fast food restaurant or whatever, and she wants a refill. And the guy's like, okay, sure, can you take the top off for me? And she's like, what? The top of your cup, I can't. Like, we're not supposed to touch the lids. And it cuts back to her, she's taking off, like, her shirt top. Because she's just like, oh, okay, I guess I have to do this now.
I have not seen that.
That's like an old one. I don't even know why I still remember that, but.
Yeah. I run my hand through my hair to settle myself down as Eileen sits back on the bed, wisely letting a few minutes go by before trying to slip out of my room.
Oh, yeah, here we go. Wait, let's see if I can find the full thing. That was easier to find than I thought it'd be. Why can I find this so easily and not that fucking Dorothea meme? God damn it. Yes. I'll show you.
I feel your
Life is pain. I think you read this in the notice back there, and I said back otherwise I use famous questions. Yeah, I also missed living alone. Oh, that was annoying. And after you called me pretty too. Well, see you tomorrow, I guess. Have a good sleep like mother wants.
This does, it kind of looks like a smiling Eileen. I don't know why. Is the hair
The comic or
like that?
Oh yeah, actually I can kind of see the similarities in the hairstyle.
Yeah. With that, she slips off the bed, quietly shuffling across the room before pausing a moment before turning the handle. As I pick myself up to wish her good night, she curtly turns back.
To be honest, I think you look really pretty too. Okay, bye.
What?
Nothing. I said, have you seen Hot Rod? We're going on so many tangents. This is why we still haven't finished this stupid game. Have you seen Hot Rod? I don't know if that's one that you'd. Yeah, but Hot Rod with Andy Samberg.
Yeah. Oh, I haven't seen it, but I know that scene. I've seen that scene.
I said you look pretty. What? I said you look shitty. Good night, Allison.
Yeah, actually, I have seen that scene before.
It's one of those stupid movies, but it's so fucking funny.
I probably should. I mean, I love Andy Samberg, so I should probably just watch it.
Great. He's great. Just being the absolute dumbest, like, stupid comedy stuff ever. It's so funny.
He knows.
I think the girl's name in that
He's
too
really
is
good at,
Eileen too. I think that's actually the girl's name. That's kind of ironic.
Oh, that's
But yeah,
funny.
he's doing one of those things that totally plays to his strength of just being a total doorknob.
Oh yeah, he plays himbos and himbos exclusively. It's great. I don't know if his character in Hot Rod's kind, but that is the trifecta of characteristics that make a himbo. They have to be strong, dumb, and kind. He's not always strong. So I take that back.
A lanky guy, but he's
Brooklyn Nine-Nine
always
though.
dumb.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine, he's got to be strong, gotta be fast, and he's gotta be. Okay, anyway, I don't manage to form a reply before she skitters out of the room. Then again, my scarlet cheeks probably did the job for me. Don't die.
Want to take a break real quick? I know you said your water was empty. I have to run to the restroom.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
Lie, I'm sure the mom got her that outfit, but... Rubbing sleep from my eyes as I slowly drag myself to the living room, a strange yawn heralds my entrance. I thought I might have trouble getting to sleep in an unfamiliar place, but after everything that happened, I crashed almost immediately.
Heart couldn't take it.
Looks like Eileen's family are early risers, those from the kitchen presumably being from our parents, while the television blares away just ahead. The fire's crackling would make it quite a cozy scene, if not for her being interspersed with cartoon voices. Eve sits on the couch as I glance down, already bundled up in her winter outfit, like a puppy ball of clothing. Eagerly watching the morning cartoons, her legs swing away as she happily munches on a bowl of brightly colored cereal.
Oh my god, the quintessential cutie.
She's got that. I know she's got that Cap'n Crunch. Who wouldn't? I can't help but smile, reminded of my own childhood. Show and the setting might be different, but the innocence is just the same. I forgot what this simple experience felt like. I just get thinking you're only 18. Like, yes, I forgot what it's like to be a child. It's like you were a child a year ago, legally.
I think 8 years is quite. I don't know. I feel like I get where she's coming from.
Yeah, I know. I definitely do. I get. It's maybe I'm comparing it to me too much, but like. I definitely did feel that way when I was 18. But I think
Diva excuse me. Diva at 22. Still eating Cap'n Crunch and watching Saturday morning cartoons.
I mean, yeah, like I definitely would if I bothered to watch TV. I eat Cinnamon Toast Crunch though, so ha. Oh shoot, I left that, damn it!
Like, I left my Cinnamon Toast Crunch in the kitchen.
I went to fill up my water bottle, but while I was there, I remembered I still have like tons of Oreos in the pantry for my birthday. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna have some ice cream, and I left the water bottle. The reason why I went there in the first place.
Classic. Leave for water, return with ice cream, Oreos, cookies, etc. No water.
Listen, I try so hard.
You had one job.
I did have one job. Just give me 2 seconds. Don't forget the water bottle this time.
Congratulations. You played yourself.
That's happened so many times. God. On a serious note, I really do think I need to be diagnosed with ADHD. that is insane. Anyway. I take a seat beside the oversized hamster. We're calling her an oversized hamster now. He's barely acknowledging my presence before Eileen pops in from the kitchen and calls out to me. Looks like the coffee in her hand hasn't kicked in quite yet.
Want any food? There's toast and cereal if you want any. Cinnamon toast.
Oh, you know that's what I want. But I don't usually eat breakfast. Thanks though. What?
Because my mom's going to judge you.
Yeah, probably.
Care less.
So in response, the tired Eileen heads back out.
So,
Despite settling down to watch Eve's cartoons with her, I can't help but eavesdrop as the conversation between Eileen and her mother can be heard from the other room.
I expected something to come from Eve.
Huh. So, you don't eat breakfast. Interesting. Well, any plans for the day?
I was gonna study for school.
Real studying? Not just drawing?
That's what...
The cartoon's loud exclamations punctuate the short silence that forms Eileen's reply.
Should have known. I've seen your marks from high school. I just want you to do well. Maybe you can have Allison help. She seems to have a good head on her shoulders. She does science.
Go ahead.
Yeah, she's been helping me with my math already.
And here I was worrying about who you might end up with for a girlfriend.
You know, I can handle myself fine. Why worry?
Because I'm your mother. It's literally the job.
Aline doesn't exactly sound buoyed by the comments, but I have to admit that the praise is nice to hear. It is a bit sad to hear her mother doesn't approve of her pursuing art, though. I wonder how tempered this exchange is, thanks to them keeping things together since I'm around.
Morning, you two.
Going out, dear?
Just swinging into town to grab paper and milk. Wanna come along?
Eve, Allison, Pooch, we're heading out for a moment. Okay.
We're going by your favorite shop, Eve. Hint, hint, wink, wink. Leave the girls alone.
I'm coming. Don't, I'm still eating that cereal.
She dropped her almost finished bowl into the coffee table so hastily that it nearly spilled, skittering out to the door with the faint pitter-patter on the carpet. It's amazing how much energy kids have.
Okay, now that I definitely felt like probably.
Eileen's parents give a short farewell as they escort Eve out, the girl racing up straight to the car. To be a child again, filled with excitement for the next car trip or television show.
I don't know about that. I never like car trips. I don't like car trips particularly now, and I certainly didn't like them when I was a kid.
I had to get used to them. Back when we were commuting from Prescott Valley to Phoenix every Sunday. But, like, I didn't look forward to them, but
Yeah.
my parents were pretty good about just sticking the portable DVD player in front of us, letting us watch, like, the same movie over and over again.
Mama Farrell stands by raising your kids via television.
I mean, it worked. At least I think. I don't know. That is the one thing I can be grateful for. Like,
Yeah, we didn't have
I mean, just because I have so many, like, not a ton of, like, Christian friends who weren't allowed to, like, watch certain shows or whatever, like, my parents did not do that. And that's the one thing that's, like, I could be really looked back on. Not the one thing, that sounds bad. But it's one of the main things that I sometimes, like, realize. I'm like, oh, man, thank God I wasn't stopped from watching Avatar: The Last Airbender. Like I have friends that couldn't watch, like, Avatar: The Last Airbender. They couldn't watch Pokemon, or play Pokemon.
My parents are definitely one of those at certain points of our life. They kind of gave up at some point, but we were the same. They were like, no Yu-Gi-Oh, no Fairly Odd Parents, because those aren't the Lord, you know? Bad, black magic, dark magic, bad. Right, stuff like that, so. There are other examples.
It was weird for me, because one of my best friends growing up in, like, 4th grade, he wasn't allowed to play Pokemon cards. Like, I was obsessed with, like, you know, the card games and everything. He wasn't allowed to be into that, but he was allowed to be into Transformers.
Yeah, I didn't really get, like, even as a kid, like, I wasn't fucking, like, I don't know, I guess it's just because, like, violence and stuff, but it was like, the only things I really remember were that they didn't like the whole, like, magic aspect to it, and it's like, I know that that it's, like, not real, like, I'm 6 or whatever, but, like, I know that I'm not gonna, like, pray to the fucking Fairly Odd Parents for, like, oh, wait, like, I don't know, I didn't get it, but whatever.
I'm 100% with you there. That was the thing. It
was the same
wasn't
thing
even
when,
just...
like, my parents were kind of wary when I first started reading, like, Percy Jackson and stuff, and, like, learned about, like, the Greek gods. I wasn't, like, gonna start praying to Zeus or whatever. I was like, it was interesting to read, but they were like, okay, just make sure that you're not gonna, you know, those aren't the real gods and stuff, or what is. Neither of my parents sound like that, but, you know, it's just people.
Yeah. It was, I mean, if anything else, it was both Transformers and Bionicles. And I feel like I could make the argument that it's because they're cars.
I don't know.
I don't know what Bionicles actually are. I know Transformers are, like, vehicles or whatever. They look like vehicles, but biologicals, I don't know, science, more science stuff. I don't know. It's I think we're both saying the same thing. It was
Boomers,
we had
am I right?
basically. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. They're religious boomers, I should say. I don't even know if my parents really understood what we were watching. Now that I think about,
No, it's literally, that's what I'm saying. Like, even the logic as like a kid, I was like, I don't get. It's just because the news was like, you know, super conservative and stuff. And like, oh, this is satanic. Like what they said about, you know, fucking like Lord of the Rings and stuff back when it first came out in like the 1700s or whatever. It's like, this promotes the black magic and witches and stuff. And if your kids do this, read it, they'll turn into Satanists or whatever. Just because people are dumb. And then
my parents. My parents didn't. They had to have at some point. I'm
Probably
sure it crossed
I
their
bet it's
mind.
because all the news reporters that said it were white, and your parents were like, these white folk don't know what they're talking about.
Maybe that's. I don't know what it is. My parents definitely. It could have crossed their minds, but I think from a very early age, like my sister was straight up watching Wizards of Waverly Place, like on TV, like on Disney Channel and stuff. Like we were watching Fairly Odd Parents and tons of stuff. So like I don't know, maybe they gave up trying to stop us, and they really did just need something to like let us watch TV. Like they were strict on like the rating systems for things. Like I think that's they kept an eye on like what stuff was rated. We weren't allowed to watch PG-13 movies until we were 13. Same with rated R movies until we were 17. So that doesn't mean we didn't still do it. They just didn't know. So.
All right, I don't have to play the game anymore. I got what I needed. It's recorded now. Sending this to Mama Farrell. You're going to prison.
Yep, you got me.
You got the confession on tape, boys.
Yep, you got me. I'm sure she knows.
No.
Like I made my own. I remember the day I made my own little Netflix profile, like on her account. and then she went on there, and that's when I got like really, because Netflix had tons of anime. So that's when I started watching like anime and stuff that was rated like TV 14, and I was like 12 or 13. And she was like, "So I noticed that you were we watched this, right?" And I would just be like, "Oh yeah, no, I think I just clicked it by accident or something, and it started playing. I didn't actually watch." And she's like, "Oh, okay." And got her, got her. But I wasn't that great of a liar probably at that age, so I'm sure she might have known. But she did try to call me out. Knee whoosies. The family outdoor. I think watches them drive off before heading over.
So, considering you just talked about your parental restrictions from when you were 10 for the past, I don't know, 20 minutes, I'm assuming you don't want to bang.
I'm sorry. I shift over a little as she drops onto the couch, setting her coffee down with somewhat more care than her sisters or cereal. I give a loud stretch, but rather than being out of tiredness, it's more to calm myself as my head starts beating in anticipation. Oh, we're finally alone. For real this time.
And here I am, talking about how my parents let me watch Wizards of Waverly Place. God.
Pokemon. I was on my grind with Pokemon.
Oh, good. You're starting again.
I'm sorry.
Here, I thought you liked my boobs.
I dated Pokemon. Gotta catch them all. As I look over to Eileen, it's obvious that she has the same idea as she turns off that television.
Yeah. Want to pick up where we left off last night, or you're gonna keep telling me about Pokemon?
I mean, it's a really good game. Like, it's...
Alright, keep it back on.
It's a really good franchise. I still have the binder of Pokemon cards.
You know what, I'm just gonna go with my family, actually. You can stay here.
No, I want to, but isn't it kind of early for this? She has to think that one through.
That'll wake us up.
I'm not giving it a chance to respond as she presses her lips to mine. Not that I particularly wanted to argue the fact. This will likely be the last time we can share a moment like this for a good while.
It's cute.
The snow makes a satisfying sound as I pat it down, each handful making the sphere before me that little bit larger. It's surprising how much physical work putting a snowman together is. This is my first time making one this size. Standing out on the front lawn in the cold of early morning, I keep patiently patting away at my creation, slowly but surely building them up. I've been wanting to make a snowman for a while now, but between moving, studying, and hanging out with others, there just hasn't been much time. While I might have wanted to keep lazing around with Eileen, family probably won't take much longer to get back, and she wanted to keep practicing her art. If nothing else, at least we're both a lot more awake now. She was right.
Oh, how lewd.
It's rather nice to be out here, despite the cold, and given some much-needed time to unwind. I think I'm living up to the expectations of Eileen's family. Living in another's home under the gaze of strangers is still stressful. Now that I'm alone out here, the odd squirrel flits about it in the distance between the trees, and birds can be heard chirping away from the pines. I wonder if Eileen, for her love of the outdoors, appreciates the sounds of nature around here. Even if you're the only person around, you're never really alone. The air is nice here too, fresh with just a hint of pine wafting from the trees. It's only when a car door clanks shut behind me that I realize I've become so distracted with my surroundings.
You better not have eaten my cereal.
I like Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Her father makes her idle mention of how little traffic they encountered as they passed into the house, with her mother guessing that the cars must be going in the direction of the city instead. Eve bounces out of the car after them before stopping to spy at what I'm up to.
That trunk
This
can
is
make
my
a better
chance.
snowman than you.
I take it back. I thought this would be my chance to bond.
Oh, a snowman.
Yep. Never had the time to make one back home. Want to build one too?
Yeah?
Yes. Needing no further prompting, she enthusiastically rushes past me and crouches down, pushing together snow with her tiny gloved hands.
Cute.
Two of us start working away. Also, that's also on camera now. You called a child cute, unironically. Several times, actually.
Is she? I feel like this is actually the first time where, because I'm trying to think what other like. I mean, I feel like I've probably called Pearl cute, maybe.
Oh, you have, actually.
Probably. I don't know. I said she's the least gremlin-like so far. Like, I don't think I ever did with Nye, because Nye was a serial killer. And then Pearl. And then none of the Danganronpa kids were particularly, well, children, really.
I don't know. There was,
I don't think what other kids we've... sounds so weird. What other kids have been in the visual novels we've played, but I think it's just like Pearl, Maya, kind of, Nye.
I consider, was it Chihiro from Danganronpa? That was my child.
Yeah, I guess. Anyway, beside the point.
Yes.
Oh, and the
You-
fucking
you-
siblings from Chaos Child. Those were, before they were chopped up into little pieces and put in boxes.
Oof. Oh, God, yes. I repressed that memory.
So you thought.
Totally.
I see the icon
All I can
sometimes.
think of that.
I see the icon sometimes on my desktop, and it always brings that back. Like, oh yeah, trauma, very traumatizing.
All I can think of when I think of Chaos Child is these days is like I remember the fever dream of an ending. Like, I forget about all the stuff that happened in between.
I think about the ending was rough. Then the child covered in boxes, and then the fucking porn deletion. That was so fucking funny. That was good. Anyway, beside the point. Too many tangents. We're never gonna finish this.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Sorry. Serious. The two of us start working away, with her snowman slowly starting to take form next to mine. There's almost a therapeutic feel to it all, relaxing outside as I see the large snowman coming together with each little step. Even Eve seems to have quieted down, focused wholly on her work. Hey, this is a bit what sculpture is like. Yes, this is exactly what sculpture is like. It's satisfying to build something with my own hands and see an object from where there was nothing before. Okay, well, fine. Looking over to Eve Snowman as I go, I'm impressed with how quickly she's managed to get something together. A slightly lopsided figure roughly equal to her height. Wow, you must have lots of practice. She continues working away at it, making a bit of a show of pounding the snow into shape with both her hands, her entire upper body being put into it.
Eileen taught me how to make a snowman.
There's a bit of a hesitation still, as if reminding herself that she shouldn't talk too much to the stranger suddenly hanging around her sister. Hopefully the fun of sharing the experience might help distract her.
I mean, Eileen taught me. She shouldn't teach you. My Nechan.
It sounds like you and Eileen are really close.
I don't get to play with her now much since she's moved out and has you. I miss her when she goes away, but Mom and Eileen always argue when she's home, so, you know, lose-lose.
You could visit her back in Utah, maybe. I'm sure she'd like the company.
Oh, yeah, I'm 10. I'll just go ahead and go visit her in Utah by myself.
I thought about
seeing you.
Yeah, I was like, that's a weird thing to say.
Dad says we will, but he's always got work. I want to see her painting. She was always making them before she went away.
Her paintings are really pretty, aren't they?
Yeah, but Mom said it's not a real job, so Eileen gets mad.
Yep, I feel that. What about Dad?
Dad said he thinks the same, but that they shouldn't fight so much over it.
Wow. Sounds like they don't get along very well.
Hey, can you make Eileen happier? Oh, God.
I'll certainly do my best. Satisfied with the best answer I could drum up, she goes back to work on her snowman, little hands collecting some more snow to pat on.
You promise? No take-backsies? If she gets sad again, you're gonna die.
I'm gonna propose to her right now. Eileen, will you help me help you become the happiest in the world? I might say that, but I don't really know where to begin. Now that I think about it, she's done a lot for me. But when I think back to when we've been together, all I've been able to do around her is watch as she draws and paints. I'm just getting myself worried over her, as she said. Eileen's perfectly capable of looking after herself. It's not like she needs me to be happy. Trying to stop myself from dwelling, I focus on patting the head of my snowman some more to make it a bit less rectangular.
Do you paint too?
Not really. I just draw cute things.
Oh, you're one of them anime fan artists, huh?
What?
I draw too. Can I show you my drawings later?
Sure, that'd be great. As she beams a grin, I'm glad to finally be making headway with her. Never thought I'd be bonding through messing about in the snow. Have you shown Mom and Dad?
They're always busy, so I can't always show them. My nanny's seen all of them, though. She's nice.
Oof.
A nanny, huh? I suppose you don't get to live this nicely without some sacrifices. Wonder if Eileen was raised by a nanny, too. I wonder if either of them are ever really connected with their parents. As we work away on our creations, the door opens once more. Looking around to see who it is, the familiar figure strides up. I do worry about her long boots in the slippery snow, but she doesn't seem bothered.
What are you two doing?
Making snowmen.
Making snowmen.
You don't say. Eve, which one's yours?
This one.
Kicks it over.
Jesus.
Yeah, like siblings
the
do.
jealous one, like, oh, I see where she gets it.
Well, if you want some lunch instead of freezing out here making snowmen all day, coming from the cold already. Well, I want to make it better. Better than Allison's. Huh. Good luck with that.
So conflicted. Want to be so happy that she's praising me, but also a small child. Eileen studies her work for a moment before she moved towards. I was going to be towards it and just. Too confused to respond, I just stand there as Eileen's hands reach over and take my scarf in their grip. And winding it from my neck, she silently walks over to Eve's snowman and smartly wraps it around what's probably supposed to be the neck.
Oh, that looks so cool. He'll be happier now that he's less cold. He'll still be here when you get back, so go and eat something. I know you didn't finish your breakfast. And your show is starting, you know. The one with the pretty oh, and she's gone.
What were you gonna say?
I was the one with the pretty boy. I don't know. I wasn't going anywhere in particular.
Oh, okay. I was like gonna try to find the deep lore.
No, I don't know.
Shocked that she might be missing even a minute, she completely drops any attention she had on the snowman and stomps off as quickly as her restricting clothing allows. It's obvious Eileen has Eve wrapped around her little finger. All I'm left to do is stare at Eileen, pouting.
Gee, thanks. Now my neck's cold.
I know, my neck's cold, and I was having fun with you. She finally started to warm up to me.
You can grab your scarf back when he gets bored of making him. And you can leave your attitude out here before you come back inside.
I mean, I was gonna use it on my own snowman.
Oh my god, I swear you're worse than her sometimes. No wonder you two seem to be getting along, but also constantly butting heads. Mentally, you're the same age.
Ow.
Mic drop. Eileen out.
Oh, the pain. Twist the knife more, why don't you? The sound of Saturday morning kids shows fills the living room as I walk back in, each hand carefully balancing a bowl of cereal.
Now we shall bond over cereal.
Yeah, Cap'n Crunch and Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
My crunch is better than yours.
Oh, come on. Mine's got cinnamon. Yours got fruit. Eve sits quietly, wholly focused on watching television.
I'm ignoring you and your wrong opinion.
That's fine, I'll ignore yours. I'll still smell something of a work in progress. She seems more content to let me hang around now, even if she doesn't engage much. Maybe simply being friendly company is enough for her. Despite being the weekend, Eve's parents are out once again. This time, they're with Eileen to check how her car is going. Of all the ways Eileen's home is different to my own, it's the sheer quiet that most gets me. With few cars around, no people nearby, and only the odd boisterous bird outside to make noise. I could get used to a small town like this. My spacing out is interrupted as the main door shuts with a loud thud. A familiar figure striding past. Welcome back. How's the car?
It's fine. We're heading out once Dad's finished poking at it, by the way.
Sure. Where are we going?
You'll see. Finish your breakfast for now. I'll get your clothes out and pack everything. Are we getting kicked out?
Yeah, what? Did you just want to leave? Isn't this a bit of a rush? I still have sleep in my eyes from waking up, and she's usually a zombie at this time of morning.
Packing what?
Still standing around with bowls in my hands, I hold them out and look down, checking that I'm not going crazy and did actually dress myself this morning. But I'm already dressed.
Not for where we're going. Oh god. A fancier family dinner than the one we already had.
Oh boy, I can't.
Or hike. You know, a picnic for the dead of winter.
Yes, I don't know about that. The quiet morning is only punctuated by the crunch of snow underfoot, the occasional birds chirping, and the jangle of items from our backpacks. She convinced us to hike. Apart from the woman plodding ahead before me and the footprints she leaves behind, all that I can see are pine trees, as much snow on their branches as greenery.
Eileen, you know I struggled walking to your apartment on a paved road. I can't do this.
Like, sure, this would probably be no problem for me, her.
Yeah, me and my god-tier thighs.
And the puffs of condensation from our breaths. The scenery is nice, at least. I'd hardly expected to be spending today hiking through the forest when she dragged me out of the house. But so far, it's been a pleasant way to spend the day, aside from being out of breath. And tired as my legs may be, Eileen's pace doesn't falter. The hiking clothes she lent me hang off my frame, but I suppose that should have been expected given our height difference. They're comfortable, though, and most of all warm.
Picked a good day for all this. Not exactly warm, but at least it's not bitterly cold.
Nice outfit. She says this with all the care that one might give when looking out the window of a morning. Eileen really seems to be treating this as almost an everyday activity. The fact we need bear spray out here also weighs on my mind. Oh, God. No! Apparently being blackberry country, Eileen simply carries it in stride. And so we keep plodding ahead. On the plus side, the air is nice and fresh up here. The odd huge bird squawking as it flies above us, its calls echoing around the mountain, makes for a nice atmosphere.
Pooch is like, where's the bear? Let me at him. I can take it.
He cannot take it. When we're alone like this, family feels like the elephant in the room. There's so much I want to talk to her about, but I'm not sure what I'm supposed to say, since she told me not to cry. Wanting to fill the air with something, I end up settling for the mildest of small talk. So you're experienced at this, huh?
Walking? Yeah, I've done it since I was like 2. Yeah, I've been around for a few hikes here. Played outside a lot as a kid. Ended up adventuring more and more until I started hiking.
With your father? Or...
Oh, you're serious? No, alone. It's nice to have some time to myself.
Without a doubt, Eileen has to be the most solitary person I've ever met. Maybe this explains her abrasiveness towards her parents, but it feels a little unfair for her to take it out on them.
Coming out here has been a real help with my art, too. Plus, I get to see dogs.
But here...
Are you killing Pooch? Don't do it, Diva. You have so much to live for.
Yes, I was murdering Pooch.
Running out of breath, I have to stop and take a moment to collect myself. My natural pace is slower than Eileen's, which means hike all the more taxing. How is all this related to art?
The more life experiences you have, the more inspiration you have. Hard to create anything of worth while stuck in the 4 walls of my room. Ha ha ha! Another personal attack. Great. You need input to be able to create output. That's how culture works. Didn't you play Heaven Will Be Mine?
Clearly she did. Being on her words as I turn and start moving once more, Eileen's voice calls out.
Watch out, there's a stone there.
I look at my feet, stepping around the dangerous trip hazard. If it weren't so big, I'd move it out of the way for future people coming up here.
I took this route a lot as a kid. It's probably the easiest way to make it through this area, but you still have to keep an eye out.
By breathing heavy, I come to the grim realization that Eileen must have been far more fit when she was young than I am now. Sorry, I'm a total city kid, I guess.
You're plenty smart, but you can't just pick up everything from books and internet, you know.
Wow, personal attack. I don't really know how to receive that half compliment, half criticism. Is this where Eileen picked up her independence, hiking in the woods alone? It's not like it's bad out here. The air and sounds and everything are nice. I just can't imagine doing this alone. And not just because I'm barely being pulled along as it is. Do you think maybe we can rest soon?
Oh, honey, we're not even a fourth of the way there.
Oh. Going by the frown on her face, Eileen is clearly disappointed with my request.
We barely started. There's a resting place I want to reach, but we can't stop every few minutes if we want to get back by sundown.
But just how far does she plan to take us? Why didn't she tell me before?
Because I knew you'd complain if I told you.
What'd you say?
Because I knew you'd complain.
Oh, God. You're right, but that doesn't mean you're correct. The sound of the river getting louder and louder as we walk, before the two of us finally reach a clearing after a couple of hours or so of hiking. Despite barely being able to walk, I've kept myself from complaining anymore, not wanting Eileen to be disappointed in me again. With the two of us slowing to a stop as she looks around, it seems we'll finally be making a pit stop here.
Same as it always was. Looks like nobody's messed with it.
I'm about to ask what's so significant about this place before she bends down and sweeps some snow off with huge, large rocks, showing them to be purposefully set in a small circle.
Have a seat.
Sitting herself down on a particularly large rock, I quickly follow her lead and sit next to her. Looks like most of the rocks here were carefully set in the ground to make a little campsite, positioned next to the gently flowing river. My legs are happy as I get to sit down. Looks like you've come here before.
I ended up building this place up into a little base camp over the years. Bears kept taking out anything I brought in or set up, but at least they leave the rocks and ditches alone.
Are we gonna run into a bear? Oh. Eileen makes herself comfortable as she. This isn't that kind of game, but I'm just imagining it turning into the Revenant or something. I don't know. Which I still have to see that movie. Eileen makes herself comfortable as she pulls out a tin and thermos to pour herself some water, while I cup my hands and huff into them to warm up a little. With the two of us settling down to recover for a while, I listen to the sounds around us. It's so different to my own home, with the sounds of cars and crowds replaced by the river's slow trickling and various birds and other wildlife. Somehow, it isn't surprised this is the kind of place Eileen would like. As she sits out here thinking to herself, she looks like part of the scenery, just as she did in her quiet art room. At least until Caprice and I made it decidedly less quiet. Then there's me, in my oversized clothes and labored breaths. It's peaceful.
Yeah. Sorry you haven't seen The Revenant, but I just didn't want you to go on one of your tangents again. It is peaceful.
Yeah.
Wanted to keep it that way.
No, it's fine. I'm not going to go on. I thought my apartment was quiet, but it's nothing like this.
That place wasn't quiet at all when I was there. Constant cars, constructions, and people walking by. The worst.
I'm not like you. I've only ever lived in the big city. I was worried about being so far from home, but I think I like it here. Playing with Eve has been fun too.
I'm moving in, officially.
The family's been really nice to me as well.
Your family must be real mean if you think this is nice.
Yeah, I mean, space hours, but I immediately regret adding that last little addendum, or point that luxury tone. You want to understand her, but she only gives me small pieces to work with, enough to puzzle things together. I knew my sudden intrusion into her home would be at least a little awkward. I've begun to realize Eileen's resistance to bringing me here was about more than that. Just I started speaking before even gathering my thoughts. This isn't a great start. Just what is it that makes you want to be away from them so much? To move to a different state. I mean, is it just about your choice of career, or
Can we not bring all that up? I came here exactly to get away from my parents being on my case.
then there was silence.
And boobs.
Yes. That explains her rush in the morning to organize our hiking trip out here, especially if she was stuck with her parents while they gave her car a spin around town. So what am I even here for?
Something up. You're staring at my boobs and not in a lustful way for once.
I thought you brought me out here because you wanted to share with me. I was really excited to see the kinds of things you did growing up. Her face tells me that she hadn't even considered that reasoning. I feel a little stupid for attaching so much feeling to this now.
You're only hanging out with me because you thought I was Spider-Man. Well, I mean, it wouldn't look good if I left you back at the house while I wasted time out here. Oof.
Yeah, that actually kind of...
That's,
so...
we know she's abrasive and stuff, but that's gonna hurt.
This was just stress relief for her. Even now, she's not looking at me. Probably more busy thinking things over with regards to her family. No, when I'm out to try and ask her about it, I would see.
Fine, well, I'll just go fight a bear then.
Yeah, I was just gonna fight. I guess that's what I'm really here for. This is my villain origin story.
This is so if a bear comes, you can get away and I fall and trip and they eat me instead. Fine.
Yep. That way, then it will be less stressful having me around. I'm just here because she feels obligated to invite me. Guess I should have realized she doesn't want me. She didn't want me to her home at all.
We are getting drama. I mean, it's not it's not drama for drama's sake though. Like it's pretty, like Allison's feelings are very valid. That's what she's kind of going through right now.
Yeah, I mean, I get that's why I would put so much like emphasis on the fact that like shoot, that was especially bold to just invite her along to come visit her home after already getting all those hints that she doesn't really like being home. You know, there's this. I'm either. I'm in her space. It's the one issue getting back to running the entire walk. I was going to get in her way. That's the only reason I even know anything about her disagreement with her parents is because Eve told me. Eileen doesn't want me to know. For now, I'll just have to be content as a spectator, looking into her life without getting too involved. Quickly looked to her, but rather than acting contrite, she's pointing to my left side with her gaze, focused.
Bear.
I thought about that. An insect seems to be lazily crawling around on the top of my left hand, the thing about her fingernail looking length and jet black. I don't recognize it, but it looks harmless enough. To be honest, I couldn't care less about the little beetle right now.
You're not worried?
Oh, there are worse things than a beetle crawling on your hand.
I'm going
Like
through more
your
emotional pain right now, so physical pain.
Yeah,
Bring it on.
No, it's fine. Should I be worried about this beetle right now?
Well, I mean, most people don't like bugs crawling on them much.
I just shrugged, leaning down and pressed the side of my hand to the cold ground while gently persuading the bug to get off my other hand. No, it's fine. After a bit of effort, the little fellow gets off my glove and onto the soil, scampering off a little faster for the experience. It won't hurt me.
It can't hurt me more than you just did, Eileen.
Nope.
Just another of your animal friends, princess.
Oh, you're trying to tease. Yeah, you're not exactly in the mood for being teased. It's the kind of thing you can learn in books or on the internet. Oh, Eileen laughs it off, but I'm sure she can tell I'm just silly. Our first fight. With that, she stands up, putting her thermos and cup into her backpack before dusting herself off.
Ready to keep going then? We still got the afternoon ahead of us.
Yeah, sure. I didn't try. I tried to put as much enthusiasm into it as I can muster. But I get the distinct feeling that I'm just along for the ride now. So she pushes forward without looking back at me. This is always where I am with her. Whether I'm watching Eileen paint or watching her hike, I'm always far behind her with eyes on her back.
Pain, Pecco.
Yep.
Well, we didn't die.
Yeah, we didn't even get to see the spot. With a wave to her father as his car disappears down the road, he takes my hand in hers as we start off down the street.
So, you didn't want to fight a bear with my sister?
No, not particularly. Thanks. But it looks like we're close enough to hold hands. Wish I could get that close with Eileen. With the weather particularly nice today, needing to burn off some energy, we decided to take a grand tour of the local town. This is thankfully slower than her sister's, with my sore legs leading the west after the excursion after that. I wanted to do this with Eileen, but she couldn't be dissuaded from painting in her room. There wasn't much fight in me to argue with her, so that was bad. Maybe some time away from her is for the best. Even people who like each other sometimes need a break from it.
Also, Diva, are you comfortable in your bed right now? Because I'm starting to not be able to hear you.
I am not. I'm sitting up, kind of.
I know you sound muffled.
I don't know why. Is it because I'm far from my laptop? But like, I'm sitting, it's on my lap.
I don't know.
Do I sound better now?
No, you still sound kind of muffled. I mean, I can hear you. It's not too bad. I just didn't know if you were burying your face in your pillow or something.
No, I don't know where the mic is on my laptop. Maybe it's because
Now you are completely. Now I do not hear you very well at all.
Oh, I was okay. That's because I was moving my laptop around as I was talking. But I don't know. Let me plug in my external mic and see if that helps. There we go. Okay, I sound good?
Yeah, that's clear.
Well, I was just going to use my internal speakers
Oh,
and...
Now it's sounding muffled again.
Oh, come on. Okay, better?
A little bit, yeah.
The old wooden storefronts hardly loom over us, being mostly just a couple of stories tall, themselves dwarfed by the forest that goes behind. Strolling around is a much nicer way to take it in than clutching to rows on the back of a bike. It's nice here.
Kind of boring sometimes, though.
Thinking about it, I could see that being the case for a child. Few people out and about today are basically all gray, older folk hobbling along as I look around us. But a pleasant atmosphere has step slides. I think things interrupted by a ping in my pocket. As we stop for a moment, I plug my phone in my pocket and unlock it. Lock it.
Who is it?
Just my dad asking how I'm doing.
Well, howdy, Allison. How are things going?
As he stands on tiptoes, trying to look over the phone in curiosity, I get an idea.
Selfie time.
What do you say?
Selfie time.
Selfie time?
Selfie.
Selfie time. Gotcha. Yeah, I gotta turn off the stream. No, I don't even have to stop the stream. I should turn off the view. There we go. Oh, I chose the wrong thing. Don't know how to do that. Okay. After a little and bringing the phone level with her as she steps herself back down, I try to hold it steady. I'll send him a photo. Stay still.
Oh, not a selfie.
In response, he fixes her posture to stand up prim and proper, set herself off to look as good as possible. It's charming after if she takes this. The complete opposite of her sister. With a tap and click, the photo saved and quickly sent on to my dad as a message.
I have acquired a small child.
I thought it was gonna be like, hey, you want to see my girlfriend? Also, we called her friends. That's interesting. So we haven't told our own parents, probably.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like it.
Oh boy. Yes. Your friend's sister showing you around.
Oh, sounds like you're having fun.
Yep. Yay. How are things there?
You know, back home safe and sound. Your brothers are driving us nuts.
Oh
We're
my
glad
gosh.
to have you
it was
back to keep them in their cages.
Some other things are the same as ever then. See you in a few days. Miss you.
Take care. Enjoy the last of your trip.
I smile and unlock the phone once more, slipping it back where it belongs. I have to stop myself from counting down the days left here. I don't want to start regretting this trip, and once again wishing I was home.
Oof. Hey, what's your family like?
Totally different, I'll say that much. I have mom, dad, 3 brothers, and a cat.
Oh, 3
We all live
brothers.
in the city.
Those 2.
We all live in the city, and it's really busy and noisy every day. They're nice though. It'll be good to be back home. Satisfied with my answer, Eve pulls me forward as we begin our tour in earnest. As she points out this and that, though, my thoughts aren't about Eve or my family. I'm stuck on wanting to be doing this with Eileen. That's rough, buddy. Just as it was whenever I watched her paint. I feel like I'm watching her life from outside rather than sharing our time together. I don't doubt that she likes me. She certainly likes me in a physical sense. I like those times too, but I feel like I'm the only one who wants us to become closer in more than just a physical sense. I'm the one who planned for... Oh, yeah, I guess there's also a point. I'm the one who planned our first date. I'm the one who asked to come here. Now I'm wondering if Eileen even wanted any of this.
Oh, God.
The spiral. The one time I thought Eileen wanted to share something with me, she was just using me to distract herself from her problems. Problem that she wouldn't talk to me about.
Oh, God.
All I can do is sigh.
What's wrong?
Just a shame you're busy. Your sister was busy, that's all.
Is Eileen having a good time in college?
Why do you ask?
Mom said she was worried about Eileen since she moved out, but when Eileen's around, they always argue. Is she really alright?
Eve says this with genuine worry in her voice. Eileen's parents really do care about her, even if she doesn't think so sometimes. Eileen's fine. Every day she's making pretty paintings and having fun with friends. She's helped me a lot since I met her. Eileen's always been fine, now that I think about it. Ever since we met, I've merely watched her as she lived her life. Since getting together, has anything really changed? For all our intimacy, she still treats me the same way she always has, all while relentlessly pursuing her ambition.
Oh, God.
No, I can't think like that. I'm getting myself wound up. We need a hobby. Your parents are nice, aren't they? She gives an enthusiastic nod.
I think you're nice too, since you hang out with me.
Well, at least they think I'm useful, I suppose. Like Eileen. I never realized it before. Having a little sister is really fun.
Oh, there are older brothers. God, I'm a fucking moron. The way they get talked about, they all seem like they'd be younger.
Yeah, honestly. Not that I mind my own siblings, but 3 older brothers aren't quite the same company. I think, now that I think about it, I think they did mention something like they had already moved out. They just, maybe she's the only one that moved away. I don't know. Something's ringing a bell that they mentioned the older siblings before, early on, but not in detail. Let's see some more of the town before we have to go back then, okay?
Yeah.
Finally back from our trip after a bus ride back, Eve bounds through the door as I drag myself in and close it behind us. I don't know how kids can have so much energy. Eileen stands with a glass of water, looking nonplussed at her entrance before noticing the new book held tightly under Eve's arm as she skips over to the living room sofa.
Oh, you didn't.
I can spare that much money. It'd be a Christmas present for me. And you can't control having my money, but I do.
You're enjoying having a little sis, ain't ya?
She got me. I was enjoying having a girlfriend. How's the painting going?
She's 10.
No. Jesus Christ.
I don't know. What did you mean? I couldn't follow what you
Like, I was enjoying having a little sister, but I was enjoying having a girlfriend when she actually hung out with me.
Oh, I was. Okay. I was like, what are you trying to... Okay, gotcha. I need to go down to the city soon for supplies and stuff. No art supply stores around here. Wanna come?
So I'm along for the ride as usual. I feel bad for thinking bad thoughts about her, but I can't muster any real want to come along. I'd just be baggage while she did her thing. Sorry, still tired from yesterday.
Suit yourself. I'll be straight back afterwards. We're having pizza for dinner tonight, by the way.
Good. Two of us briefly wonder how to continue conversation, but I can't think of anything to add.
I thought you promised you'd make Eileen happy.
Well, adults are complicated. With that, she wanders back to her room to keep painting. I feel like I should follow, at least to see how her painting is coming along. My feet feel stuck. Left to mill about alone as Eve can be heard happily humming to herself from the sofa, I decide to turn around and head back out the door for some air. The warm afternoon air is starting to fade by now, causing me to push my hands into my pockets to try and save whatever warmth I can. At the rate the weather's going, it's sure going to be a cold Christmas. At least the snowmen are liking it, still standing tall as they guard Eileen's house from the front yard. They lose sight of one inside, but her house sure is big, and the yard's pretty spacious, but I suppose living so far from town would help that. Nice house, enough money to live alone on her parents' dime, trips all the way to Germany. Eileen really did get a good start in life compared to me. It annoys me a little that she doesn't seem to see that, especially when it's her parents paying for her apartment. Painting alone in a room, hiking alone in the woods, living alone in an apartment too big for one person. Is that really independence? Moving out, away from her parents, but still relying on them for everything?
Oh boy.
Try as I might to get closer to Eileen, I can't help but feel like I'm just hanging around her. When I'm looking at her back, is it just because she's always ahead of me? Why shouldn't she turn around and look at me? Wonder what I really am to Eileen. The fact that I can't work out and an answer makes me restless. We're just spiraling like crazy.
Yikes, yeah. I mean, I can't blame her, though. It's not like this is some
No, I definitely don't blame her, but
deep-rooted
it's just,
insecurity
how
or
did it get this
anything.
bad?
But,
Oh, sorry, what were you saying?
I mean, no, I'm just saying it's not like it's some, like, unnecessarily, like, deep-rooted insecurity or anything. Like, it's all pretty valid. Like, I don't know. I'm with her. It's, yeah.
I'm definitely with her too. It's just, I'm just, like, how did it get this bad? Like, it started getting, like,
I think it's just because
slowly.
yeah, it's snowballing. Like, it was just one small thing, but it's becoming more and more apparent. This is like that thing why people say you should always live with your partner before you think about marrying them, because you don't really know what it's going to be like until you kind of spend that much time with them, and then things like this start to come to light that you didn't realize before.
Exactly. I think I was too convinced by all the fluff that there would be,
It had
not
been so
really
comfy.
diving into topics like this.
Yeah.
But sure enough, there's time.
If it isn't the consequences of our own actions with inviting ourselves to her family home in the holidays.
Exactly. I mean, I'm glad there's consequence because, again, I wasn't with it. I wasn't with that decision that she made. If this was the part in the game where we were allowed to like choose like what we did, definitely would have been like, no, that's pretty soon, isn't it? But it's not that kind of game. Yeah, as the lump starts to form in my throat, I quickly decide to wander back inside. All I'm doing is making myself feel worse by dwelling on all this. I should make the most of my time here, given I only have a few days left. The park makes for a peaceful sight as we enter, the three of us slipping between the low wooden barriers as we step from the rough concrete car park onto the snow-covered grass. Bundled up, Eve clings tightly to Eileen and I with both of her little hands, each of us on either side of her. The bag of old bread swings away at Eileen's other side, destined for the local wildlife. I feel like killjoy to say bread isn't good for them. I mean, it's not though, doesn't it? Isn't it true that it like makes them bloated?
I think that's what she says, right? Bread isn't good for them.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, but I meant like I wouldn't give it to them.
But she doesn't.
I don't think that's being a killjoy.
Yeah, I think
it could like seriously hurt their digestive system. With the two of us acting as babysitters thanks to Eileen's parents working, we decided it'd be better to head outside than let her vegetate on the couch watching cartoons all day. You know, the way I like to spend evenings. Starting the walk, I take a seat on the swings facing the lake as Eileen mothers around Eve. Tugging at the girl's scarf to pull it tight, Eileen hands over the bag of bread for the ducks before ruffling her head affectionately. I wonder if that's why Eileen does that to me, now that I think of it. She sees us as a child. With her sister having finished her fussing, Eve turns and starts for this chore while Eileen watches her intently.
Be careful around the water, Eve. Okay. Oh god, it's attacking!
Fucking Erica from the 7. Well, that was geese, right?
Not same difference, but yeah. Well, actually, no, not same difference at all. Geese are way more aggressive, but yeah.
The ducks peacefully floating about the still lake start flapping about excitedly, quickly realizing that the girl waddling towards them comes bearing food. Satisfied that Eve isn't going to topple over in her rush and flop in, Eileen wanders back towards me and seats herself on the other swing, all the while keeping a keen eye out. Go away, Pooch.
Pooch is like food? Feeding animals? What?
It looks like nobody else is here at all. It is getting rather cold, but it's more likely people being busy with the holiday sales. I think the lake to be frozen over here. I think the lake to be frozen over given how still it is, save for the birds playing about.
That's a rough sentence.
While Lean smiles warmly at her, I struggle to do the same. I'll soon have to make the call for Rose to pick me up, after all, leaving behind this lovely town. Eileen, Eve, their parents. I'm not sure when I'll get to see them again. Eve clumsily crumbs the bread in her gloved hands, chucking it out onto the lake with varying degrees of success. Half the crumbs end up dropping to the ground at her feet. She doesn't seem to notice.
I'll give you $10 if you go over and push her in. Yeah.
Eileen, you're horrible.
I was just trying to get you to talk. Something up? You've been quiet over the last couple of days. I really don't get how you're such an upbeat person in general, though.
Nor do I get how she's so comfortable being so alone, so apart. The more I'm around her, the more different I feel we are.
Very pretty scene.
Yep. I just think it's better to see the best in people.
I have to admit, I wish I could be like that.
Why not try being more friendly in general? Every time I see you, you're closing yourself off to focus on painting or trekking out in the wilderness.
The more I get tied up with people, the harder it is to do what I want to do. You should know that better than most, with Caprice and all.
You shouldn't talk so badly about her all the time. She just wants everyone around her to enjoy themselves. I'm a little taken aback at how firm my tone is, but I'm starting to get tired of how she's always so critical. I force myself to keep my eyes on Arlene, despite her own surprise. Maybe it's for the best if I clear the air and talk about this directly. My concentration is broken by Eve giggling wildly in the distance, the birds enthusiastically crowding around in front of her and occasionally flapping away at the water.
Come on, what's this about? I get the feeling something's on your mind.
It feels like we're hanging around each other, but not actually. I pause for a moment to phrase my thoughts correctly, trying not to let emotions cloud my thinking. Eileen, thankfully, patiently waits for me. I guess it feels like I'm along for a ride. It doesn't feel like I'm really there with you.
Soundtrack's really picking up.
Yep.
What? Yeah? We've been spending a lot of time together, and we've had some nice time to ourselves, right?
Is that all this is to you? The silence reigns. The fact that she even needs to think about this is a bit upsetting. I don't know how relationships are supposed to go, but it feels like we both have very different ideas about it.
What am I supposed to say? Is there something more you want from me? I'm just not as clingy as you are. Oh!
I felt that.
Yeah, this is pain. Music, please stop. Pain is enough.
Yep. Clee, I just want to be by your side. You'd have gone off without me the other day if you felt like you could.
Yeah, but I was being considerate of your feelings. Is that a problem?
It just feels like you'd rather I wasn't there.
I feel like she's about to say, like, well, I didn't want you here. Oh, good. I like being with you. You know that, but I've been fine my own this time, too. I don't need you to be there. Oh, God, it hurts me just saying it. Like...
Yep, because all I would have heard was, I don't need you. I don't need you. I don't need
And, like,
you.
I mean, and that's, like, fine. You know, like, the thing is, though, it also feels like that can come off like she doesn't want you there, either.
Exactly.
Like, I can get the, like, you don't necessarily want a relationship where, like, you need the other person. Like, that can be kind of unhealthy in its own way.
Exactly.
But, like, the way she's kind of been saying stuff and treating it is also, like, she could also not care if we weren't there. Not in a need, but in a want sense, so... This is pain. That's fine.
Yup. Even though I always want to spend more time with her, she doesn't even care whether or not I'm there.
have it so together. I've always admired that about you. Maybe you have it too together. Before coming here, I didn't realize how good a life you left behind when you moved away. To drop everything here, including Eve, to pursue art at a community college. And the way you talked about your family, I thought they must be really hard on you. They just want what's best. I mean, the apartment you have seems like it wouldn't be cheap for them to cover, for one.
Yeah, I definitely did expect some more like family drama and stuff, but it's been fairly mellow. So again, I get where Allison's come from. Because I don't hear that enough from them every time I'm around here. Can we just drop this? I like being around you because you don't bring up that stuff.
She's clearly not been in our heads this entire time. Not even before you even came to her family's house. All we thought about is like, I want to know more about me.
Yeah.
But I don't know how to ask. It's like, I liked it that you weren't asking. Like, oh, is that all you want? A quiet girlfriend who doesn't ask questions and leaves you alone? Eileen takes to her feet and looks significantly sour. While I freeze up, I don't feel like shrinking from her for once. Am I only here to distract you from your parents?
Yeah. You're
There
the
it is.
one who begged to come. I told you that you could come precisely because I didn't think you'd go sticking your nose into my life.
But I want to know more about you. That's what having a relationship is.
That's up to me, not you. This is why you shouldn't have come in the first place.
Sorry, because I get not wanting to I just talked about like happy season, pressuring the other person to deal with their issues before they were ready.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, but if you're not ready, maybe we could have talked about that more instead of you just closing off. I mean, I sure, she's said multiple times don't butt in. But I don't know. Allison is very much the person that will butt in. And I feel like she didn't really understand that about her. She points in the general direction of her house.
I'm used to enduring their crap already. I didn't need you here to make things worse. I'm already hearing from them about how my girlfriend has a better life path than I do.
So that's my fault? Oh, I think I'm shaking. My eyes are steaming from salt wanting to flood out. Maybe they have a point. Did you think any of this through beyond just escaping them? Is that all our relationship is too?
I had my life on track before I even met you. Just because you and Caprice want to come along and try and push me around, it doesn't mean I'm going to derail myself.
Oh, is that how she thinks of it? Didn't she agree to the art club? Didn't she agree to date me? Didn't she say she loves me? Hearing the sound of footsteps on the snow, the two of us turn in unison towards Eve, standing a few yards away with an empty bread bag held in her hands.
Is something wrong?
Eileen looks to me for a long while, her face full of frustration. I don't think either of us really knows what we should say next, even without Eve being around. One second, I'm just whining. Long breath, Eileen smiles as she turns back to Eve. I don't think I'll ever get used to how she shifts her entire demeanor like that.
Everything's fine. Don't worry. It's about time we headed back home. But I want to keep feeding the ducks. That's gonna be hard without any more bread. Come on, it's about time we got some food ourselves.
She gives one final glance back before taking Eve's hand in her own and walking on ahead. Now is when we make the Rose, can you come get me?
Yeah.
Joke. I thought I was someone important to Eileen, but I feel more like I'm just being used to make herself feel better while she lives for her work. I know I have my faults. I'm not good enough at art to share the hobby with her. I was barely even able to help cook a simple dinner. I'm trying to get better, though, and that's thanks in part to her.
The image I had of her is starting to become difficult to see. Who's the Eileen I admired? The beautiful girl in the beautiful apartment with the beautiful paintings? This Eileen is someone so at odds with her family she decided to only care about herself. As I watch her leave hand in hand with Eve, she looks over ever farther away from me. Maybe she's only so far away because we aren't walking on the same path. Jangle an old bell above the grocery store rings out as we step through into the street. There's a slight chill into the air, but that hasn't stopped a good few elderly people from hobbling along the town streets. Aside from needing to tell Eve she couldn't have this sugary snack or that as we walked around, shopping ended up being quite a affair. Eileen went through the shelves with her usual military efficiency as she ticked off her mental checklist. Yesterday's argument between us hasn't helped, but that's not the only reason for Eileen's quietness. She might not even realize it herself, but small things like that which remind me of her solitary nature. The ability to tune others out so easily isn't something that comes naturally, at least to me. For want of helping at least a little, I took one of the overstuffed bags we ended up with to carry myself.
Thanks for coming and helping carry all this.
It's fine. I wanted to see a bit of the town anyway.
Can we sit down? I'm tired. It's not that far to the car.
It wouldn't hurt to rest a bit, would it? There's a bench right up there. Taking Eve's side doesn't win me any favors, but Eileen knows she's been overruled. As Eve jumps back onto the seat without any further prompting needed, Eileen and I carefully set our grocery bags on the ground and join her. Her parents sure chose a nice place to live. More a town than a city. Wooden buildings and stone retaining walls give a distinctly old-fashioned, natural look. Even the Christmas decorations are understated, amounting to the occasional sign behind a shop window. The odd person walks to and fro as we sit back, paying us little heed as they slowly go about their day. This should be the easiest occasion possible to make idle chatter with Eileen. As time lingers on, though, the silence between us does also. Eve doesn't notice, of course. Little legs swing up and down as she lazily watches the odd car go past. As she suddenly brightens up and points ahead, Eileen and I follow her gaze. Inside the small ice cream parlor over the road, an old man in a pinstripe uniform turns the side behind the glass door from closed to open.
Don't even think about it. Oh, come on, I've been good. You know what Mom said? You can't just have ice cream whenever you want. Besides, why would you even want ice cream when it's already cold?
I mean, the answer doesn't exactly satisfy the young girl. I know what that's like. No. After a moment's consideration, I take to my feet and start heading over.
Oh, sad.
I was just feeling like getting some ice cream for myself. Might as well get her one while I'm already there, right?
Strawberry!
2 strawberry ice creams coming right up. With our sweets quickly devoured, we finish off the last of our cones. They sure serve them large here, but Eve managed to finish off hers even quicker than I did. Maybe eating ice cream is one of those skills kids are just better at. Without needing to be asked, Eileen pulls a tissue from her box in the bag and curtly wipes Eve's mouth. I get the feeling she'd enjoy being a mother, given how she fusses about her little sister. As Eileen looks to me, I notice that I'm smiling at her. My face collapses as she opens her mouth to speak, but visibly thinks better of it. As much as I want to make amends, I don't want to apologize if I'm not wrong. neither of us willing to back down, nor wanting to fight with each other again. Yesterday's argument looms over us as the elephant in the room. Focusing my attention on a less stressful topic, my gaze falls to Eve, two of us sharing a brief smile.
I guess it isn't long now, huh?
Eve and I just look to each other, but it becomes quickly apparent that the topics reminded Eileen of something I've been avoiding.
You're being extra nice because you're going back, aren't you?
As Eve looks to and fro between Eileen and I try my best to hide my disappointment in being found out. I was trying to think of a better way to break it before Eileen handled it so bluntly. It couldn't last forever, but I wanted to keep enjoying these carefree days just a little while longer. Maybe it was selfish of me to not make myself clearer, but...
Wait, you're going?
Well, I do have my own family I want to spend time with. Shit. I have to stay forever. Despite my best efforts to try and deliver the news as gently as possible, her bottom lip starts to quiver. Both of us panic a little as it becomes clear Eve's about to crack. Eve? Shit. Her composure collapses as she reaches over, her face sweeping as she stuffs it into my stomach and grabs at my skirt. You didn't even like me for like the first few days! For like half the week!
I don't want you to go, Allison. Stay here. I want you to stay. Oh God, you sound like a man. Stop it.
This is gone about as awfully as it could have done. Glaring at Eileen in frustration, I seem to have made my feelings clear to her as she turns rather sheepish.
I bet you're not thinking I'd be a good mom now, are you?
Yup. As Eve cries into my stomach, I stroke her shuddering head reassuringly, speaking as calmly as I can. Come on now, do you want me to remember you crying or with a big smile? My gentle suggestion seems to work as Eve pulls back and sniffs hard, her little cheeks still stained red. She doesn't manage a smile, but I'll take what I can. There we go. That's more like the Eve I know. It's been so much fun playing with you, so I wanted to thank you with a little something for being such a good girl.
You're going to come back, right?
Oh, don't worry. I will come back. Maybe you could even come to Utah and see my home for yourself. As she clumsily wipes her eyes, I give a big smile.
Really? All the way to Utah?
Eileen just scratches the back of her head, trying not to make things worse. We might have our disagreements, but I think we can at least hold things together for Eve's sake.
Officially, we have a daughter.
Yup.
I guess we can try to work something out.
You know what they say, when there's trouble in the marriage, just adopt a kid.
Oh God. Is that actually a thing people say?
No, it's definitely.
Oh, Christ.
It's the saying, like, when things you're not supposed to. Like, if
Right,
you've got, the kid doesn't fix things. Like, if you're
Right, okay, no,
like,
yeah.
having trouble.
No,
in
I
paradise,
have definitely seen stuff like that before where it's like,
Good.
I'm worried my man's gonna leave me. I need to get pregnant.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh God, people are just, yeah, bad.
Yup. Eve looks from Eileen back to me, taking my hand in both of hers with as much strength as her little hands can muster.
Promise me. We're gonna play again, right? You have to make another promise to me.
Oh boy, I just smile as I bring my free hand over both of hers. I promise. Unless me and your sister break up, then I make no such promises. At that, she gives that toothy grin that I still like to see. She really is a charming little girl.
I guess that settles things then. Can't get divorced after all. Come on, you two. Let's just get all this back to the car. Oof.
Yep. As a quiet yawn fills the living room as I tiredly wander through, the others in the house being quiet as mice. I really should have just gone to bed early like the others in hindsight. Restless from the thought of the trip back, I ended up sitting around and watching television long after Eileen left for bed. Try as I might to find her to say goodnight before going to sleep, though, she's nowhere to be seen. Running through the possibilities, I wander up to Eve's room, opening the door as gently as I possibly can. The sight inside makes me feel warm just by looking at them.
Cute.
Very cute. Eileen sleeps on her side, wrapped around the slumbering Eve, curled up in a ball on top of her bed. Eileen must have wanted one last cuddle before tucking in for the night. I just smile as I silently look over them, slumbering peacefully together.
God, I wish we had that.
Even as I look at them, I wonder if I belong in their world.
Exactly.
Yep. We have briefly pushed it from our minds, but I think both of us know that the closer we become, the further apart we fell. With Eileen's peaceful sleeping face lingering in my mind, I gently close the bedroom door and head slowly back down the stairs. It's gonna be hard saying goodbye to Eve. It's been nice to have a little sister, and I think she's enjoying having two older sisters doting over her just as much.
I think you mean a child with two mothers, clearly. We have to make this relationship work for our kid, Eileen.
And then there's Eileen. As I try to settle myself before going to bed, I idly notice my phone left on the couch. Taking it in hand to bring it with me, I pause. Eileen's left hers on the table some distance away.
Oh,
and
God.
I'm glinting off with the screen.
Oh, I
Don't go through it.
I don't like.
Don't
know if
go-
I like where this is going.
My heart stings as I turn on my own and unlock the display. And the oppressive quiet is here to keep me company as I look down, a heavy weight weighing on me as I ponder. Eileen always did enjoy playing with her new phone. In time, she'll hear what I was too cowardly to say. Thinking of the girl I admired so much, I make the call. Oh no.
Is it? I wonder if is it earlier than she was expecting, or?
It doesn't go answered. Yeah, this is where I thought it was going. She's
leaving-
calling. Yeah, she's leaving a
voice.
message for Eileen, knowing that her phone's right there and that she's not going to answer. So she's going to leave a voice message probably. So she's too afraid to say it to her face. She never changed the default voicemail message. As the uncharacteristically cheerful tone asks me to leave a message, my voice is barely a whisper for fear of waking them. When I said that we had a family with our little art club at college, I really did mean it. It might not be much, but it's ours. You were an important part of that. I pause for a moment, my heart stinging as I think of her. Even if it hurts, I know it needs to be said. Maybe I'm the only one who saw it that way. Maybe it was naive of me to think that way. Maybe I've been having the wrong idea all this time. I think... My throat tightens. I want my eyes on my sleeve. It must have looked pretty stupid. I was so excited to be in love and to have a girlfriend that I pushed and pushed to get into your space. But you didn't let me. You didn't want me to. Even now, I can't even muster the courage to tell you this when you're awake. I don't know where things will go from here. I want you to be happy, but I don't know if I can be the person who does that for you. In the end, the anger and frustration I felt at everything is nowhere to be found. There's just an emptiness. You can at least yell and vent to let go of the former, and nothing can fill that hollow feeling. Good night, Eileen. With that, I end the call. Pain.
So much pain.
I thought you said this was gonna be a comfy game.
It was for so long.
Silence returns to the dark room once more. Snow falls thankfully light as I walk through the city, bags in hand from the day's last-minute shopping downtown. People calmly walk to and fro, the occasional passerby of Eileen's country home replaced by the crowds of downtown Utah. Briefly distracted by the huge Christmas tree, completed just in time for Christmas, I think back to yesterday's events. When all said and done, meeting Eileen's family ended up being a calm affair. I gave her parents my thanks for taking care of me at such short notice. And both said they'd be more than happy to have me again. Eve had also reluctantly come to terms with my leaving by then. Then there was the matter of Eileen. Our sullen farewell was short and sweet, but maybe that was because there wasn't much left to say. Thanks to my time in Colorado, the surprising amount of things I needed to buy before getting back to my family slipped my mind. At least wandering around the city tonight's giving me a chance to unwind and set my thoughts straight. Even though I'm not. Ew, pain. Of course my phone starts ringing as soon as I appreciate some time alone to think. Pulling it from my pocket with my free hand, I'm surprised to see it's Dad. Dad, hi.
Hi, Allison. I'll catch you at a bad time.
No, it's fine.
Sounds like you're busy. I can barely hear you.
Just wandering about downtown to fill some time and do some errands.
Still good to be picked up tomorrow morning?
Yeah, I'll be ready at the apartment with all my stuff. Sorry again about changing everyone's plans.
I told you before, it's fine. Plans already had to change because of your finals. We'll pick you up tomorrow then.
It'll be good to see everyone again. Is Mom doing okay?
She's better, thankfully. You gave a bit of a shock when you said you weren't coming back for so long. You know, we were trying to corral your brothers in. We were thinking we were finally going to get a break, and then you say that, and then they slash our tires, and now, you know, plans change. Anyway, we're all shocked. It seemed like you were having a rough time away from home, so I never expected you to go out of state like that.
So they could tell. I'm feeling a little sheepish thinking back.
So, you had a good trip then?
I feel a chill as the last few days rush through my head. Yeah, I did.
I don't know if I believe that.
Once again, Dad can tell just from my voice. It's possible for me to hide how I'm feeling. Something in me compels me to try anyway.
If I'm sensing correctly, you might have gained something at the expense of losing something else.
Maybe. I had fun.
Well, when you're home, you'll tell us all about it, right?
Of course, I'm looking forward to it.
I am too. You know that you can tell me anything.
I know. Bye, Dad.
See you soon. Love you. Please bring our usual resupply to keep the boys contained.
With that, the call ends. Oh, same old, same old. Stare blankly at the screen of my phone. I'll be happy to see my family again. Not to mention the warmth and liveliness of home. have to take a deep breath, one from my throat forming from homesickness. I guess that feeling never goes away completely. With the phone already out, I take a moment to glance through the photos I've taken on it. You in Colorado were most recent, which will be nice to show my parents. To keep going back through. Oh, keep going back though. Stop at the photo taken just before I left for there.
Back when things were purely comfy.
Yep. The screen shines brightly in the darkness of the night. A photo of everyone gathered in my apartment celebrating the end of the semester, making me mull over everything that's happened since I arrived here. It's only been a few months, but my time since starting college has been an adventure already. I've learned so much, found so many friends, discovered so many kinds of relationships. It's such a different way of life I lead now. Smiling faces all gathered for that one moment in time. It's all thanks to those around me, like them. The phone goes dark once more as I lock it. The precious memory slipped into my pocket once more. The only light to be seen now is that cast by the Christmas tree, occasionally broken by the passing crowds.
We were supposed to kiss by this Christmas tree.
A strange sense of calm falls over me as I stand in the falling snow, and slipping into my pockets for warmth. This is where, Eileen's gonna swoop in. They calling it. She's gonna show up. I don't know where or when.
Object to this loneliness.
Exactly. I guess I can't say that she'll show up at our place, because how would she know? Oh, she could ask Rose. She could ask Rose. I don't know. She doesn't feel like that kind of dramatic person, though. I was alone and afraid. Eileen was the answer to that, I thought. She seemed so cool and collected, managing life by herself. That strength of will was what drew me to her, in hindsight. It was thanks to Eileen and Caprice and our little club that I was able to cope with being alone. The reason that I'm so at peace with myself isn't that I finally learned to live without others. It's because I know I have others to help. Maybe I was too clingy, as Eileen said. I just wanted to know her more, even if she was brusque. Another one of those words I've never had to say out loud. Brusque at the best of times. If she wants to retain her solitude so dearly, though, perhaps it's for the best that things go like this.
Brusque.
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 Brusque. Ah. But why is there a U? Swallowing the lump in my throat as I push the thoughts aside, I begin to walk once more. It's then that my phone begins to buzz in my pocket. Is this really? It's like, where are you?
Mm-hmm.
Stay right there! Did Dad forget to say something? Eileen, why is she calling me down all the time? Should I answer? The phone's shaking in my hand.
Oh my god, I have to pee so bad. But we're going. We'll keep going. Keep going.
Okay, I pick up the call, but I have no idea what to say.
Hello? That's not her voice. Hello? Allison? Allison, where are you right now? God, I'm doing this. I am doing this. Where are you?
After I just said she's not that dramatic of a
I
person.
know. You make me this dramatic of a person.
Love makes you stupid.
Mm.
She doesn't allow me to so much as get a word out. Her voice breathless.
Eve, is chasing me with a knife. I have to do this, as we said, for the kid.
I'm back home in Utah.
No, I mean, I know. So am I. Can we meet somewhere? Where are you exactly?
Oh my gosh, by the Christmas tree in the city square.
Ah, the place we're supposed to kiss. Okay. Stay where you are.
I mean, as they say, vanilla's a good color. They didn't have to not do this.
Vanilla's a good color.
Alright, flavors.
Oh, yes, my favorite color. Vanilla.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure technically it's a color, but I just wanted to make you feel stupid.
Thanks.
Teasing you, as Eileen does, you know.
Yeah, no, it's in character. As the line goes dead, I'm left dumbfounded. What? Eileen is coming. Why? What? Within moments, I hear a car door slam loudly. Surely she wasn't looking around for me. Are we dreaming? What? A familiar figure jogs up as quickly as she can in her high boots, her long strides clinking loudly on concrete.
Everyone out of
She's
my
so-
way. Make a path. I'm trying to get to my girlfriend. I hate doing this, but she's into this kind of thing, so move it.
Oh, and as she slowly pulls up to a stop, our eyes finally meet. So we stand in the city square next to that large tree. Between us, only the falling snow. Eileen, why are you...
What? You didn't want to see me?
I almost respond, yes. But sheer surprise stops me from finding the right words. I end up just hanging my head, not knowing how to respond to her snark in such a situation. My bags weighing down my arms, I set them down. As I look back up, I see Eileen squint for what it was, a diversion to hide her feelings. She soon realizes I've caught on, her voice turning soft.
I found your voice message. I didn't want to leave things as they were.
My face flowers into a blush as I grimace from embarrassment. I knew she'd eventually hear it, but it's still embarrassing to think about. As I think back to everything that happened, I feel a pain of regret. Once again, I feel myself shrinking away from her. But haven't I been a pain? Ever since we met, I've only caused you trouble.
Yeah, you sure have.
Okay, well, there's that. Sardonic humor again. I can't remember if I ever found it endearing. Why do you do that? Your first response to everything is to try and brush things off with a quip against someone.
Only because everyone sticks their nose into my business.
Including me, I guess. Is that why you came? Is that... Follow that up with a dry laugh, yet Eileen's expression doesn't change. I should have expected that, but I feel my chest tighten in response nevertheless.
I already had things figured out for myself.
The silence reigns. It feels as though we're just repeating the steps we took until now. Nothing's changed. I'm still me. Eileen is still Eileen. For all I might want to get closer to her, she still keeps pushing me away. She came all the way back here to work things out, yet we're still stuck awkwardly trading barbs. Everything we did together, was it only ever a pain to you? I didn't want to say it, but I steel my heart to try and force out the words, tightly holding my arm to try and steady myself. I suppose this is all over then?
No.
The shout startles me to the point where she recoils a little from my reaction. I guess we're both getting flustered.
I mean, that's not what I meant.
Reminding us that we're not alone, a small child goes running by us as her mother runs after her. Distraction gives Eileen time to reason through all this, while I try my best to ignore the stinging of my heart. Everything is so confusing right now.
Every day was the same, living alone in my apartment and working away in that art room. I thought I was fine being alone until you came into my life and messed everything up. And I thought you might really be gone. I realized how lonely I was. I meant what I said earlier. I can forget all my worries around you. I don't have to work hard and worry about being my best. I don't have to prove anything. And I thought you'd understand. I didn't ever expect you to take my parents' side. I didn't think you tried to tell me I'm making the wrong choices.
My heart sinks. Is that how it looked to her? Like I betrayed her? How could I? I've always seen what her parents can't. She's serious about painting. There's one thing I know about her, it's that. Why would I want to ruin that world of hers that I found so fascinating?
But when I thought I might lose you,
talked big about how you should try new things in college, I was the one pushing everyone away and trying to stay the same.
As I try to think of how to explain myself, I realize Eileen's eyes have become moist. It's such a strange sight that I completely lose track of what I was going to say. Eileen?
I don't want to lose you, Allison. I want to try again.
Moments pass as I think over her words, trying to sift through my emotions. She looks so different now. Proud stature somehow smaller and more fragile. She's scared. Seeing her in this state puts me on the brink of tears as well. My answer already, given how seeing her like this affects me. I only ever wanted to be the person closest to you. Why would I want to ruin that world of yours when it's what brought us together?
Never mind, it's not important.
Let's try again, Eileen. Without warning, she pulls me into an embrace, arms wrapped tightly around me. My brain short circuits as she begins to weep, completely unable to handle the situation.
Same.
I have no idea what to say as she clutches me tightly to her shuddering body. My own composure barely holding as my arms slowly raise and come around her back. Oh, I see now. Lane's finally cracked under the pressure. Her wall she carefully built up over so many years finally crumbling down at once. Well, it's about fucking time. I hold her tightly to me as she cries, trying my best to comfort her. She's here and in my arms. A vulnerable and honest girl is for only me to see. My own eyes only barely staying dry. This Eileen is one I've never seen, but she's the Eileen I've fallen for all over again.
Thank you, Allison.
I feel a lump in my throat as I stroke her hair, trying my best to soothe her.
I love you, Allison. I love you.
Holding her close as her words are muffled into my shoulder, close my eyes and savor the feeling of her against me. Eileen loves me. This feeling is warm throughout my entire body as I hear those words. I guess I really am in love with this oldest girl. And I love you. Let's do this together. We're such different people with wildly different backgrounds, worlds of our own. As long as the two of us can let each other in, though, we can build a life together. Side by side, let's start here. It's okay. Oh, jeez. Welcome home. And there it is!
That was cute as fuck. Damn it, I'm actually getting kind of choked up.
Man, it was pretty cute. I really didn't expect the resolution like this. Like,
I was honestly
I
almost...
don't know what I expected actually, but it was good. I like the way they tackled this stuff. It was interesting.
Yeah.
It feels like they didn't leave it as open-ended as they could have. But I do appreciate that, because I mean, open-ended.
It would have been it would have been a little unsatisfying, I think, if they were like, hey, sometimes things just don't work out. Like, maybe they'll get back together, maybe they won't. It would have been like, come on. I don't know. Like, they probably could have made it work with like a little bit more stuff, I guess, but it would have been just kind of unsatisfying. I don't know.
Exactly. And the last minute drama again was pretty good. I don't think it was like you were saying. I don't think it was out of place or anything like that. It completely valid. Totally, I was on. I think I was too ready to take sides. I was definitely like more. Maybe it's because we play as her, but Allison, like, it was very, very easy to see Allison's side of things, and I don't know if I don't know if that might just be my one complaint, is that we didn't really get to see Eileen. Like, sure, Eileen realizes that, like, you know, she doesn't want, she was lonely without her. Like, she maybe more emphasis on the fact that, like, you know, because she admits, like, I liked you because I felt at ease around you, and I liked that about you, and that is saying in a way that, like, it's not that I didn't need you, in a way, like, I guess, I guess maybe they focus more on action, and I think Eileen is a person of action and not words, and I think because I wanted more words instead of the big display of showing up and like, you know, saying I missed you and I love you. Yeah. Like, I think that's
and the
fine.
thing is too that, like, this isn't, like, it's not, like, for lack of a better word, it's not fixed. Like, that was kind of what she was saying. Like,
exactly.
She came back and showed up, like, showing, like, she's gonna put in the effort. And both of them, like, Allison, like, obviously kind of already felt that way, like she was going to. And that's Eileen kind of saying, like, okay, I'm here, and I'm, you know, they're not gonna agree on everything and whatever, but that's what they said, they're gonna work towards it because they both like each other enough for that. You know, so even though she didn't come out with, like, a big apology or everything and, like, take responsibility for a lot of stuff for Eileen, like, this is new for her and whatnot. Like, this isn't something that she's like Allison said, you know, everything was kind of crumbling down for her at this one moment, so it's gonna be something new for her and something that she has to work at, but she wants to work at it and she wants to, you know, kind of be there with her to figure it out. So.
And I think in that way it is mostly, it's open-ended in that way, like, in that, like, like you said, things aren't solved. Maybe what I really mean is that I want like an epilogue where
sure.
you do see that they're working towards it more, or like the progress that they've made, and how different things were, because we saw a whole lot of, like, there was the lead up to the relationship
so
of her.
Haley.
Oh.
Hello?
Well.
Hold that thought.
Sudden voice acting. Okay, real quick. If this is going to keep continuing, I'm going to run to the restroom real quick.
Go ahead.
I don't know how long this might go, so.
Well, I might get what I want, but like, this is an epilogue.
But I think I was just kind of saying, like, we ended up seeing, like, you know, the lead up to the relationship, which was great. Loved that fluff of them getting to know each other. Then we had the honeymoon phase, and then it just feels like we got a lot of the bad side of the relationship, like, all at once. Which, again, I'm not saying was bad at all.
Yeah.
I'm just wishing it was, like, a little bit longer to be like, get that, see the progress that they made after the fact, because I think having it end on such, like, a bittersweet note, while is great for this story, it's just not usually what I'm used to. So, like, I think this story works really well. I just know what I want. And that's me being greedy. I completely accept that. But who knows? Maybe this is the epilogue that would help me.
So who is Haley now? Do we know this? Do we know Haley?
They mentioned a Haley. I think Haley's.
Oh, she was the
not
other.
The
Yeah, she was the other roommate, I think. For Caprice.
Yeah, I think she was either the other friend. I don't know if they were roommates.
Do you know if Millie knows yet?
My voice wasn't too bad for her, right? Yeah.
I haven't talked to her since this morning.
Ooh, I can't wait to see her reaction. I'm gonna say something as soon as she gets home.
She almost sounds like Morgana. Like with a less cutesy voice.
Don't you think maybe she should hear it from them?
But I really want to tell her.
Maybe not.
I get
I don't
it.
think so.
But, you know...
Millie!
Oh, great. Now we're gonna totally get confirmation that she's British, right?
Hello. Got some stuff.
Rip.
Welcome back.
No.
Took a while.
There's so many
Is this
people
where they confirm that they were polymath?
Maybe.
Guess it's the post-holiday rush.
That's not... Millie! Millie, have you heard the news?
It sounds like we might be getting married.
I was at my dad's shop half the day.
Nah, because it looks like they're still in college. That's probably not what it is.
And?
And what?
Car trouble again?
Unfortunately.
Maybe it's time for a new one.
That's what Dad said too. He even offered to help pay for it.
You don't sound too thrilled.
But what would you do with this one? Trash it?
Well, sell it, probably.
If it still functions.
I don't want to, though.
Yeah, you can't!
Why not?
I'd rather not accept something like that from him. He's already given me so much.
And you can't just abandon it!
Sure you can. Just leave it on the side of the road.
Don't do that.
That car is like family.
As I said, if I was upgrading, I'd at least try to sell it.
Hold on. Let's go back to what Caprice said.
Yeah! Listen, you've had that car since high school. Think of all the places it's taken us.
We have spent quite a bit of time in that car. And besides,
It's like family?
Dad and I worked on it together a lot. I'm kind of attached to the little thing.
Exactly!
I know the feeling. But you can't hold on to everything forever.
I know.
I guess.
While we're on the topic, maybe some other people here should think about getting their licenses.
Diva.
Listen, you don't need to call me out on this, alright? Don't appreciate it.
Public
Thanks.
actually.
Yes, that! Me too!
Oh, really? Then you won't mind taking the tram from now on?
We like riding in your car, though.
It's fun going together.
So much for that. At least consider it. It'd be good for the both of you. Especially you, Caprice. I know you're getting your new club members to drive you around places now.
Hey, they want to go just as much as me.
Doubt. Caprice's voice is also so cute. I did not do her justice.
Oh, really? Did they say that?
More or less. Plus, I've helped them out too, you know. Thanks to me, love is blooming in the art room.
How much of that was you?
50. No, at least 60%.
Really? Only 60?
Please, just promise me. As much as I love you two, I won't always be there for you to rely on.
So, Polly confirmed? Yes?
You're not going anywhere, are you?
Don't worry. We promise. Right, Caprice?
Yes,
You
ma'am.
know, actually, they did. Now that I think about it, they did confirm that this is that First Snow was the prequel to a spin-off that they're coming out with.
Oh, they
Or-
did?
Yeah, it was on like their Steam page or website or something.
Hold on.
So maybe this is either a teaser for something that's coming out.
I can see. I didn't catch that.
Thank you. I won't be going anywhere anytime soon. After all, I suppose you'll still be needing rides to class this semester.
It's almost here.
Yeah, it's a
I'm
prequel
excited.
spin-off of the currently unreleased visual novel called Twofold.
Oh, I see that in the title now, like on the title page. Twofold first
Yeah.
now. Interesting.
I'm not really.
I've got a full slate of classes. Plus, there's a club to run.
I'm gonna recruit so many more members. At least double the size.
I don't even want to think about it right now. Are you too hungry?
Starving.
You gonna cook, Millie?
Oh. Ugh.
Not it.
What about the food you just bought?
Today was exhausting. How about you, Haley?
Let's just order something.
I like Haley.
Why don't we go out somewhere? Take the car together?
Weren't you just saying there's a lot of people out?
Yes, but it's nice out too.
Oh, yeah. So, about that news.
Let's talk about it over dinner.
Okay, you drive. I call shotgun.
I'm the only one who can drive.
And we're very appreciative.
I'm the
Okay.
Let's talk about.
And we're
I'm looking forward to removing my tire chains. It's a little warmer today, so the snow is starting to let up.
finally.
It's about time.
Jill Harris, Alyssa Park, Lisa Raymold. Do I know her from anything? Lisa Raymold. Voice actress. Nothing on her behind the. Oh, no, that's an English dub. I wouldn't know. She sounds familiar, but she doesn't look like she's been in too much.
Doesn't surprise me. I think she just has one of those voices, maybe.
Bummer, so not quite what you were looking for, huh?
No. I mean, again, I don't want to, maybe, I don't want you to feel like I didn't like the game. I definitely enjoyed the game, and the ending was just fine. Like, and I don't mean just fine as in, like, it was only fine. It did exactly what it needed to do. Like, I'm just greedy and wanted more.
So I was like an 8 or a 9, but it could have been like a 10 if they had a little more
Just
something.
a little more. I just wanted a little more. That's it. But like that's again, like I thoroughly enjoyed the topics they explored. Like all of it. It felt very relatable. I like the atmosphere, the art. And now I'm curious about was the whole game voiced or
No, it was.
okay.
It has music, ambient sound effects, but it doesn't have anything for voice. Oh, well, I guess you voice at the end, yeah, I guess now, but throughout the whole thing, it doesn't seem like it.
Gotcha. Well, either way, like in some ways, I could have been a little nitpicky about the writing, not the actual story, but like the writing style. I could have been a little nitpicky, but
How do you mean?
it was okay. It was very I don't even know how to describe it. And maybe it's just because I have my own like sentence structure. Like I like to mix up sentence structure.
See, and ironically enough, I can tell where you're going with it, because this is I was like, oh, this is kind of. I thought it was similar to mine. I was like, oh, so people do write like this. I felt like it was me. So yeah, makes sense.
It was. It's only because like the way that they structured their sentences was very
Just garbage like me.
No, it was very like they could have spiced it up a little bit.
Fair enough.
Like it was.
Yeah,
it
see,
was
that
a lot
shit
of,
for me just does not register. Like I do like reading yours a lot, and like I only notice that I like reading yours more when I'm actually doing it. Like when I'm reading yours, like I don't necessarily read this and be like, oh, this is the lesser form, like mine, or anything. But you're better at this stuff than me, so that's not surprising.
I don't know. I could feel like it was very. I liked their voice. I guess it's more of just like they knew exactly their characters. It's just when they were trying to describe things, it was a lot of like long commas or like long sentences, commas, and like very little breaks.
Again,
like
another personal attack. That's fine.
Okay, well.
You're right. Like I don't disagree with you. It's just funny because I was thinking through, like, again, I don't really consciously do it, but like as we were going through, I'm like, oh, so people do write like the way I do, and sure enough, you're coming in now being like, yeah, trash.
No, I wasn't. I'm more used to like the changing it up a little bit, like the flow, sentence flow.
I definitely get it. Yeah, that's why I like reading yours a lot. So fair enough.
Either way, again, story was great. If that's like the most nitpicky thing that I could say about it, then I think they did just fine. Even the little profiles of everyone, the art, everything felt. All of the CGs that we got felt really earned. Like they didn't just they used their CGs wisely because we could have had tons, but we didn't. They were.
Oh, this was like one of the title cards, right? Okay.
Right. Yeah. So they didn't have too much or too little CGs in between. They were just right. I thought we were gonna see her family. That's another reason why I thought I just towards the end I was like, wow, we're really gonna end. Like something's gonna happen.
Oh, you mean Allison's family?
Yes, sorry, Allison's family. I thought we were gonna see where she came from or something. She was our character that we followed for the most part, and we heard a lot about. Maybe it's because we heard so much about where she came from that they didn't really feel the need to show it again, which is fine. I didn't need to see it. I just expected that we were going to see it, and I'm surprised that we didn't. But either way, I hope this was exactly what you wanted out of the game, right? This was your recommendation.
Yeah, I liked it for sure. And again, it's funny that it was found solace in the sentence structure. Only for you to be like, yeah, I could pick this apart. I find it very ironic. But story-wise, yeah, no, I liked it. It was nice. It was comfy. And then I think maybe it's just personal, what was I just gonna say? Sorry, my brother texted me. I lost my train of thought. Fuck, what was I gonna say? Oh, what's the word? Relating to, I guess. No, relating, when the drama came in, just being able to relate to it. And, their thoughts on what they wanted, and then miscommunications or lack of communications or something was I feel even though it's kind of you see the little build up to it, you see the signs or whatever, and then again when it really kind of comes full throttle with how Eileen acted around her family, and it kind of built up really quickly. But seeing why she felt that way came through really powerfully. I feel it might just be me being very understanding of Allison's preferences and stuff. But and I still did I kind of said on the ending I was pretty content with how it went. It would have been nice to for sure get an epilogue, and maybe it'll be explored in the sequel. I totally didn't even catch that this was just a prequel to another game being developed. Definitely gonna have to check it out whenever that gets released. I didn't see that they had a date or anything for it, but super.
We might be able to see the characters themselves again, but I don't know if it'll necessarily follow them because this is called a prequel spin-off. So
I don't think from what I just looked at the website, it doesn't sound like it's with Eileen and Allison. It sounds like it's with the trio that we saw at the end, unsurprisingly. But it would still be kind of cool to see them for sure. Maybe get some of what you were looking for, the stuff afterwards, to see how they kind of work through it. I could, if the next game is with issues with their friend group or something, or their relationship, being poly, obviously. Allison and Eileen kind of showing oh, this is how we work through our issues would be kind of cool to see. Don't know if that's...
I'm actually a fan of those kinds of storylines, but when the stories are, you've seen the one couple and then you see the other couple and they talk about oh, well, this is a more experienced couple that you actually got to follow, and then you see the new couple and the old couple comes in and it's well, here's what you could do.
Yeah, sure.
Didn't get enough Rose, didn't get enough Wallace, and more nitpick greediness. Why didn't we? I knew that was going to be the last time we saw Rose. Didn't want to be right.
Yeah, I don't know. I liked it. Music was comfy. Art was comfy. I really love the kind of paper cut aesthetic sort of thing.
Yeah, I love this aesthetic and art style.
Yeah, it was great. It's just nice.
And the music.
Nice. I'm really surprised that it was free. Honestly, even with just being another the prequel spin-off or whatever. I feel it could have easily been $5 or something. I would have paid for that. But I don't know. I liked it. It's good. It's glad. It's comfy. Sad towards the end, but comfy overall. I think we're definitely feeling ready to go into some Phoenix Wright again after that little break.
That is true.